And hello everybody, and welcome to the Shadowverse Buddy System Community Edition. Today we're celebrating the 7th anniversary of Shadowverse. I can't believe it has been this long, but of course we've got a bunch of fun stuff planned. We've got some mini games, we've got some show matches, and of course to bring this all to all of you alongside me, it's definitely not going to be just me. We've got an entire cast here. Of course we've got Joe Zhiff, our special guest today. And then we've got both Zones and Noire, both down there at the bottom. If any of you have seen the Shadowverse, basically Buddy System, basically anything with Shadowverse, honestly, you're definitely familiar with these people. But just in case this is your first time, we're going to go around the bend and let them all introduce themselves. So let's start off with Joe.
Hey everybody, my name is Joe Zhiff. I'm a voice actor here in Los Angeles. I've been the voice of Rowan since the game started. 7 years is a long time to play a character. It actually might be my longest running consistent character that I've ever played. I've done a bunch of other cards, Dark Emperor, and of course everyone's favorite Mr. Full Moon, which is a screaming German accented moon wearing a top hat. So I've been all over the gamut for Shadowverse. It's been really fun to be a part of the Buddy System tournament. I think this is my third appearance. Started out way back when, before I even really played the game in, I believe it was 2020 with Noire as my coach. We had a ton of fun, and that kind of like caught the bug, and I've been playing ever since. And it's really great to be back.
Yeah, and now you get to destroy some pro players today. Definitely on the docket. And also, you're going to have to do the Mr. Moon voice the entire time because I love that voice, and I think that's in your contract now, so we're just going to have to roll with it.
I don't think anybody can handle that for 4 hours. I don't know. I know I couldn't.
I know. You know what? One day we'll make it work. We'll just take turns doing the voice. But second to take the voice for sure. We're going to go down, and we're going to talk to Noire. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so guys, I'm Noire. I've been a player, caster, and writer for Tempo Storm for quite a while now, and like Joe, I've been part of the Buddy System since the very beginning as a coach, participating in the tournament, and then a caster as well. So certainly been around the block quite a few times. Always love to work with Zones, Chef, and Joe, of course, casting Buddy System once again. And much like SVO, more throws equals more content. So who better to revel in that chaos with than these folks right here?
Wait a minute. Wait. Are you saying we're going to throw? I don't know if I like that that comment right there, Noire. But we'll get back to that one. We'll make sure that you got your priorities straight here. As we're going to move on now down to Zones. Zones, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Zones. I'm kind of like still the newbie here, relatively speaking, when it comes to being involved in Shadowverse. I started playing much more recently, but had a run at some competitive success. I've done a fair bit of commentary, and I've kind of settled into this competitive caster role as well. So I'm very grateful to the community for giving me the opportunity, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So love you guys.
The ultimate down player, yeah, being like, oh yeah, I've only competed in SVO, done very well, and casted SVO as well. Like, I'm new to the game, right? Like, Joe, that's not fair, right?
No, that's not fair at all. You'd beat the crap out of me in every match. I've been playing for 7 years, so I mean, come on.
Yeah, we can't allow that. We cannot allow that. But no. We'll try to boost the morale a little bit around here as we move through the day. And let's actually take a look at what we're going to have on the day, because like I mentioned, there's a whole lot of fun stuff planned. We're going to start off with 3 mini games, then go into some show matches. But in order, we're going to be doing Shadowverse Pictionary, Shadowverse Storytelling, and you're going to want to watch that one. That one's the most intense one for sure. Shadowverse Trivia, which of course chat will never get any of those questions wrong. And in the very end, we are going to be moving down to the show matches where MemeLegends and AAShiver are going to be taking on Potwasher and Joe. So we're all going to be rooting for Joe. Definitely unbiased, but part of the team. And so you can definitely see some names on here that we haven't introduced yet. I think we should take a moment to kind of intro all of our different players for all these mini games and show matches, starting off with AAShiver, who is going to be one of our players joining us for all this stuff today. We've definitely got a good mix of, I guess you could say, mostly players. Definitely all of these people joining us have been competing for quite a while. And here we have AAShiver. Why don't we start with Noire? Why don't you give us a little intro here?
So AAShiver, our most recent SVO West Makeup champion, so coming off hot, had a great amount of practice from that SVO, now in the buddy system, the real competition, so he's going to be a favorite for sure. He topped the 2022 November Cup with an Infiniflame OTK combo, and he was competing in Shadowverse since Edge of Paradise, which was actually quite recent, but he does have the experience. He won a competitive TCG state championship all the way back in 2008.
Wow, I was working at a gas station in 2008, so that is very impressive. And we're going to move on to MemeLegends, our second player of the day. And why don't we give that one 2 zones?
All right, well, MemeLegends, I have a little bit of extra info on top of this, but he has top 3 SVOs. I believe his first one, or one of his earlier ones, was back in Fortune's Hand. I remember that because his lineup was very similar to mine. And then he is currently the top point region in the West region. I actually had an interview with him during one of his recent top wins, and he said that he loves playing offbeat decks, but he's been trying to play more serious decks lately. And I think with how much ladder he plays with Grandmaster 3, has a lot of chances to play both those offbeat and serious decks, but it's probably easier to get to GM3 with the more serious decks. He started playing all the way back in Alter Sphere, which is like I think it's like early 2019, so like 4 years now. But he also says he has a history of throwing games on stream, but that makes for content, and we're here for the content.
We're definitely here for the content. I like how it also says until OSAV passes him next week. Who wrote these? Who wrote these screens? I'm calling you out. I'm just kidding. We all know who wrote these screens. But we'll see if that actually happens or if there's some throws on stream. So we're going to go to our third player, who is one that should be pretty familiar for everybody here. I used to host this show with him. But Joe, for sure, you've got a lot of experience with Potwasher. Currently your coach. Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, Potwasher and I have kind of like had intertwined like paths for the last couple of years. I believe on my, I can't remember if it was my first or my second, or actually no, it was the 6th anniversary or 5th anniversary celebration of Shadowverse, where Potwasher and I kind of went head to head. Me being like, you know, a general novice, not a great player, but they severely hobbled Potwasher. Like he wasn't allowed to attack on certain turns, or like just really weird things that he wasn't allowed to do with his deck. So it was actually a ton of fun. Potwasher is named after Potwasher, a dishwasher in his childhood. Very, very close in Grand Prix 2018, and doesn't play professionally anymore, but keeps playing the game anyway because, I mean, why wouldn't you? Favorite card art, Animated Queen of the Dread Sea, is not one I'm familiar with, but we'll get to see a little bit of my art skills here in a little bit. But yeah, that's Potwasher. Super excited. We've had a great time putting together this memey, janky, Dragoncrafty deck for today, and we'll see how we go in the matches later on.
Right. Favorite card art so far until we get to the Pictionary, and then, you know, things could change. Things could absolutely change. But we've got one more player here, and that's going to be Zhiff, our only SEAO player of the day, or honestly, not just player, but just everybody. So definitely repping the region, which is great to see. A Shadowverse YouTube content creator with really amazing meta reports. Definitely has helped me out a lot personally, and great deck guides. Started in Tempest and the Gods a while back, but really started competing in Brigade of the Sky, which is a set that is close to my heart for sure, and won their first SVO in the Alter Sphere expansion. Fun fact here is has read over 100 rom-com manga, and I know that we saw that in rehearsal, and all of us here were trying to kind of count the number of manga that we've all read, and I don't think any of us have come even close to that as far as like just rom-coms in general. Maybe other genres, but that's a pretty solid number, I'd have to say.
That is a high number of rom-coms. That's many meet cutes.
It's a meets cute buffet.
It is.
I like any meet cute joke that actually uses meats, but
that's very good.
All right, so now we've met everybody, it's time to get them in an actual game. So our first of the day is going to be, like we mentioned, Pictionary, Shadowverse Pictionary in particular. So Joe, you are our MC and our beautiful Picasso for this segment. Why don't you explain to us how this is going to work?
Okay, so if you're not familiar with the way Pictionary went last year, this is pretty much kind of the same thing. I have 60 seconds to draw a Shadowverse card, and the players are here to guess that Shadowverse card. Look, guys, I do a lot of things mediocre in my life. I am a horrific horrific artist. And I'm just really excited for how this is going to go. It's just going to be stick figures all over the place. You see that example graphic on the bottom, and to me, that's Picasso. I don't think I can get there. So we've got 12 cards to go through. Players are going to be calling out their guesses, totally free-for-all style. The first person to guess the right card gets a point. We'll see if anybody can do it within 60 seconds of my scribbles. Let's bring in the players, and we'll see how they feel about their prospects. What's going on, you guys? Are you ready for some Pictionary? Because this is gonna be something else.
For sure, yeah. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
How are you like? So let's look at your Pictionary histories. Are you feeling confident? Are you Pictionary aficionados? Are you what are we thinking? MemeLegends, have you done a lot of Pictionary?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm a grandmaster in Pictionary.
Okay, so you're basically gonna crush this.
Obviously.
Potwasher, how are you feeling about this?
Yeah,
You feel
I don't think I got any right answers the last time we did this with the other event.
well.
But,
We'll see if
yeah.
we can't improve your percentages this time.
yes.
Zhiff, how many lines do you think it's going to take you to discover what Shadowverse card it is that I'm drawing?
How many lines?
Yeah, I mean, like, I may not get more than 3 lines in 60 seconds, so I'm just seeing if you think you're going to get there.
Well, it really depends on the card, but I think I will try to guess as fast as I can. Because...
Okay. Sweet. Let's see here. I got to bring up our cards here. Okay. Shiver. What do you think your chances are? Are you going to crush these guys? Is this going to be like an embarrassing...
Oh no, I'm a total novice, so I
Okay.
have no idea what to expect.
Okay, sweet. Well,
I
like
think
I
this
said,
strategy is good, where it's just like the more guesses, the more chances of being right.
Yeah.
just start. If you guys have one, here's my recommendation. Okay, if you want Joe's cheat sheet, you need to bring up a list of cards in alphabetical order, and just start legal disclaimer firing them off as fast as you possibly can. And eventually, statistically,
Yeah.
one of you will get there.
At
And
some point.
I think that's probably your best strategy as
There's
we go
no
forward. Are
penalty
you guys
for
ready?
wrong guess, right? There's no penalty for
You're not
wrong
limited to one guess. I think if you were all limited to one guess, this ended up being a pretty short game. So just start calling out cards as soon as you think that you know what the heck this is. You get no hints, and there's 12 rounds.
Well,
All right.
So are you guys ready to roll?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
let's
it.
do it.
Okay. Let me don't start that timer. Let me actually select a brush. Give me at least a little bit of a head start here before we start going on. Okay.
and could you please use color? That would
I
be
will do
very
my
helpful.
best.
Okay,
I mean, there's no
thank you.
promises. I will do my best to use color. Actually, you know what? I will use color. I am ready once we kick off that timer. Here comes card number 1. Ready? Set. Here we go.
What is this?
It's Joe, Coach Joe.
Dragonoots Might. No?
Wings?
Good guess.
Is it a draconic
Hobbit?
armor?
Yellow horns?
Is it Gaia Fairy?
Is it an angel blessing?
I'm definitely guessing dragon cards first. I'm not sure.
It looks like wings or Joe's biceps.
Wait, is it Drazael?
Wow.
Is it Drazael?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes!
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Nice,
Well
nice,
done.
nice.
You can see that the resemblance between these two
Wait,
cards
I
is exact.
didn't get that.
Honestly, I'm not surprised you got it.
Like the pose.
I mean,
the pose
look.
is something like this.
It looks like he's either got like 4 flexing biceps here, or he's holding a purple duck in the right hand on the left side of the screen. I'm not really sure, but yeah. Well, wow. Okay, this is going a little bit better than I thought it was gonna go.
Wait, why Potwasher get the point?
Yeah, I didn't get a point.
Yeah,
Maybe the next one.
we'll have a conference with our judges. There we go. So Zhiff leading the way here with a stunning. How many seconds was that? I didn't even see.
Like half a second.
I think
Yeah,
we
wow,
were down to 12
fantastic.
seconds left. 12 seconds left.
12
so
seconds left.
one of the best guesses I think we've ever had in like 7 years of Shadowverse Pictionary.
Really, like, exceptional. Very, very exceptional. Okay. That means we're ready for round 2. Still plenty of Pictionary. Are you guys ready? Let me get my colors set first. I feel like I need to get my colors set first. I think we're not gonna be allowed to color. Okay. Here we go.
Oh. Going with black.
It's Robopup.
First,
Masamune.
Yugen and Moonin.
Is that Rosa
What?
or Kasim?
Oh, that's a sword.
What is this?
Samu and Sama.
Oh man, I think I've seen this before.
We got them. Oh.
There's 2 people there. 2 people. Hey.
2 people,
Angel?
mainly black.
10 seconds left.
This is a rough one. I'm like on the background now.
Quick player.
I don't get this one.
And time is up.
Oh man.
Oh.
You know, like one of the hardest things to draw, I think, in the world is probably people. And so when you put 2 people in a card, I guess I could have made them white and black because it's Noire and Blanc.
Oh.
We should
Who are
have that as
indeed
a perfect
who are
drawing.
indeed brothers. You can see the family resemblance in the drawing clearly from the same gene pool, both of them. I'm not surprised you guys didn't get this one. It looks like on the bottom one he might be holding a meat cleaver. So if you had guessed some kind of a butcher and some kind of exotic dancer on the top, I think maybe that's where I led you guys astray. Okay, we're gonna shake that one off. There's more to come. Let me prepare myself for card number 3. Oh, you guys are gonna love this one, I think. Okay, are you guys ready for round 3?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Here we go.
So the pattern is that there have been 2 legendary cards so far.
Both in rotation.
Yeah. I think all the cards are supposed to be in rotation.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
That limits it.
It's an interesting body shape.
What is this? He's holding a sword.
Looks like another exotic dancer.
Yeah, I definitely see some movement there.
Oh, Forte Darkling
it!
Ruler.
Wait,
Nailed it!
Oh, I see it. I see
Potwasher
it.
crushed it. Was it the leg armor? Is that how it worked?
I think the arm, yeah, I.
Yeah, that was it. That was
sorry, this card
amazingly
is still
done.
in rotation.
Like really, I'm shocked. I'm pleased. I think that was, wow, what a great guess. Yeah, the I couldn't get the body shape in there. I didn't know what the sword was doing, but everything is good. Everything is good. Okay, guys. Wow. I feel like I'm keeping score from me, right? So I feel like I've gotten 2 out of 3 so far because I don't know. That's just how
it's
I feel.
on us if we can't get it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
solid
That's
3 out of
exactly. You know,
3.
like it's all your guys' fault. Okay, are you guys ready for round 4?
Yep.
Let me get my colors set, and I'll not select the brushes this time. Okay, are you ready? Here
Yep.
we go.
What is that?
Most Shadowverse cards are pretty vertical, so a lot of horizontal space being used.
Yeah. Body reminds me of a snake.
Yeah,
Must be a dragon. Is it a Taras?
I was thinking Taras too, but
What is this? Wait, is it a Kaha?
Yes! Yes!
Oh.
Wow! What gave it away?
The wings and the direction.
The wings, the direction.
The head direction.
I was trying to draw what I think is like the telltale
Really?
sash here first, but now it just sort of looks like we got like a flying turtle that is
Wow.
running like this is the marathon tape at the end, like this is the turtle finishing the marathon. It broke the tape. That's where I think like this is what I see. This is really just turning into like a Rorschach test.
That's really impressive.
you got the pose though. That was really good.
Both the
Yeah,
art
I think that's
and the guess.
what we needed, right? Great job, Zhiff. Crushing it
Does he
over
get,
here.
does he get a bonus for pronunciation? That is not an easy name to pronounce, and he nailed it.
I don't know if it was correct because I don't know how to pronounce that card. Vodkatha? I don't know.
Kaha, right?
Vibe Kaha, yeah. That's not how you would read it normally, but it is.
Bad.
That's how
That
you
is
put it.
fantastic.
Probably plays the Japanese version.
I read the
Excellent.
Romaji.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Time to move on to round 5. Let me get set here.
You're doing great, Joe. Only 7 more to go.
Okay, I think we're gonna go. Oh, this is gonna be very difficult, guys. This is all right. Brace yourselves. Are you ready for round 5? Here
Ready.
we go.
It's been 4 legendary cards in a row, sprinkled in a neutral one, so keeping us on our toes, I guess. It's interesting how Joe starts with some of the...
Yeah, it doesn't look like it started with a body this time. It's
Is there a body?
That looks like a face.
It does. 20 seconds. Oh my god.
oh, I feel like I should
What
know
is
this
that?
one. This feels very distinctive.
Huh?
That's for sure.
Is this Sacred Sheep? No, that's
5 seconds left.
Oh man.
Ah!
Oh.
And that's time.
Ah! I thought I was doing good with the starting with the table. It's kind of the distinctive feature there. This card was a couple of trainees, specifically the Twilight trainees, Licia and Nano.
Oh.
I was hoping that like you guys would get the whole like someone's face looking over a table thing. That's what I was trying to do. Like that was like the distinction there. Yeah. So okay, all right, we're gonna shake that one off. I felt like I was putting my best artistry foot forward here. Looking at this, I'm gonna cherish this image.
I'm gonna be honest. I always thought they were reading a book. I didn't realize they were on a table.
Yeah, it's just like they're at a table and there's some other, alchemical equipment there. I'm not totally sure. It's okay. We can shake it off. We've got more cards to do. All right. Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna pick my starting color here.
I saw this next one. I thought the same thing. I
Yeah.
said, oh boy.
I'm trying to think of where I wanted to start here. I think. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Here we
Let's do it.
go.
Oh,
Every time.
blue. Cutthroat Discord convict. Gotta throw out some blue. Riley Astral Shaman.
Oh my gosh.
Sin Hunter.
Oh, is it
Full
what's
blast
this guy's
gunner.
name? I forgot this card's name. Damn it.
Diamond Master.
Imperial Saint. Huh.
What is
I
that?
can't with this one.
Huh?
Oh.
This is hard.
What?
Uh,
10 seconds left. I feel like we
Oh,
gotta give an
man.
extra 5 seconds here because
Oh,
of the
man.
tool change, but gotta guess now.
Mystic King.
Oh, time
I
is
don't know where
up.
I was going with that. That's hard. That's difficult. I think maybe, the thing that I was thinking about drawing first, because it's a pretty distinct feature, is the cow flying through the sky in this part of the card. I don't know if that helps any of you guys, but it was indeed Ghost Town Apparition. Which is, I mean, like, it's hard enough to say, hey, Joe, draw a skeleton. Hey, Joe, draw a skeleton made out of houses. Like, I feel like I was getting set up for failure just a little bit there. You know, I did the best that I could. I don't blame you guys at all for this one. I'm now looking between the card and my drawing.
It's a fine piece of art, Joe.
It is definitely going up on the wall, whether it's the wall of shame.
Can I
or
get
the
that
wall
for
of
an
fame.
alt art in game?
Yeah, really. Can we get that on an actual card? And animate it? Can we make that an animated card? Okay, all right. Shaking it off again. Looking at the scores here, we've got Potwasher with 1, Zhiff with 2, and MemeLegends and Shiver still sitting with goose eggs. But we've got time. We've got time because this is anybody's game. Still, I've got to pick. Okay, I feel like I have a way to go with this one. Okay, are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Picking my brush, and I'm picking starting color here. All right,
Purple.
here we go.
Lumiere.
Doomlord of the Abyss.
Angel of Chaos?
Yes!
Wow.
Amazing! Wow! Crushed that one. It was the wings. The wings are the best feature
Yeah.
there. I had to go with that. Really, really, really well done. Okay, so we're this is heart pumping here. 0, 1, 1, 2 across the board on the bottom on card number 8.
I didn't get it. AAShiver did.
Oh wait, where is it? Judges
It's
will
okay,
take care of that. 1, 0, 1, 2.
I can totally understand how that mistake would have been made, because as a meme card, and you've got the word
It
meme in
was
your name.
pretty meme heavy.
And it's
for
a legend.
sure.
It is literally a meme legend right there.
It is exactly
is.
correct. 1, 0, 1, 2 on the
Almost
bottom. Also my locker combination. Let's go on to number 8. Let me clear the board here. Our next. Let me pick where I want. Where do I want this to go? Ooh. All right. We're gonna pick my starting color here. I'm not gonna lie. This isn't gonna go well. You guys ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
What?
Spectral Stomp? Yeah, it looked like a shoe.
What are those?
Oh.
It's probably a body.
Looks like Ultimate Campy.
Coach Joe.
What did you say?
Coach Joe?
Yes, it's Coach
Okay,
Joe.
okay, okay.
Joe.
Yeah,
Oh my
there's the cape.
The
Okay.
cape. The
Yeah.
cape looks like.
It's a cave.
Is it a cape or is it a murder scene? Right? Is this like a pool of blood or is this the? I'm just really impressed right now. I really genuinely am impressed.
Potwasher just called you Coach Joe. That means you're the coach of the team now. I think that's how
I
it
will-
works, right?
I think in a couple of hours you're both going to see how untrue that is when we get into the matches. Wow, fantastic! Look at this. We're like neck and neck here. This is fantastic. Okay, we've got a couple more cards left. Card number 9. I'm gonna picking my starting color seems to be the way to go here. We're gonna go. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Here we go for card number 9.
Yeah, it always seems to be some auxiliary portion of the
Is it
drawing
Taras?
first.
It's not Taurus, but it looks like a dragon.
It looks like a dragon, yeah.
Silong.
Bahamut? Infiniflame?
Levitate.
Lizard. Sacred Springs Dragon.
Arctic Chimera.
There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Goliath.
Garuda?
I suppose.
Holy lightning bird? Oh, it looks like a dragon.
It's definitely a dragon.
Really?
Storm scale?
Yeah.
Yes! Storm scale! It is indeed storm scale.
Who's Storm Scale?
It's got a T2 main.
It's a bronze
tried
card.
I've been playing your 2-pick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I played it in
Oh.
That pose he does is very
I
distinctive,
won.
like the head
Yeah,
turn.
it was
the other way.
it was a pretty distinctive pose. The head turned the
So-
wrong way. Again, kind of looks a little bit like macaroni art.
It does.
But,
turns out storm
it does a
scale-
little bit, right? Like
Yeah.
storm
I think
scale.
Storm Scale would be actually good if it received the buff from the 7 cost. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but
No,
the
please.
Dragon Queen's Castle. Dragon Queen's Castle. I tried this card at the start of the expansion with Dragon Queen's Castle, but it turns out the buff doesn't double stack, and because the damage is targeted on Storm Scale and the abilities combined. So I had a OTK deck where you Storm Scale and then buff up Dragonborn Striker and Joe, and then you could OTK with the Dragon Queen's Castle, but it didn't work out because Storm Scale doesn't buff twice. So
Oh,
It does
bummer.
seem like it should work. That's weird.
Well, if
Yeah,
there was a
it's a
version that did
targeted-
buff, this
if
would
there
be
were
it.
separate abilities like the targeted and non-targeted, it might have worked. But
Yeah.
No, I totally get you because like the evolve heals you too, so I definitely wanted to make it work too. But
yeah, it's actually
Well, wanting to make it work
Oh.
is exactly what I'm doing pretty much every time we draw. So that's I feel you guys. I feel you guys here. Okay, only a couple cards left across the board. 2-0, and I can't see the Potwasher. You have 1 or 2? You have 2, right?
2-0 2022.
2022. Oh wow, this is okay.
Then I
So
need to
we've
get
got
this
our
point.
last couple.
Yeah.
We got our
That's
last
it.
couple cards here.
It's all you, Zhiff.
Oh man. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pick my starting color here.
I'm just
for
doing my part.
doing fantastic. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? I gotta test this out. All right. You guys ready for card number 10?
yep.
Here we go.
Flame Lizard's Breath? Armor Burst?
Neckbed?
Oh,
Is it neckbed?
I don't know what it's called.
You can look it up, I think.
That's it.
Man, I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, look Phoenix Roost, but that's not rotation.
Holy Lightning Bird? It's not Holy Lightning Bird? Unariel?
Ariel?
Mm-mm.
It's not.
This is different from what I thought.
Is it Garuda?
Final 10 seconds.
Is it
Man.
Leon? No. Simile? Fajra Champion?
Ah. This is a card I'm actually not super familiar with, but this is going to rank for the most
it the
amount of
3
colors
cost?
I've used in a single drawing, and that I'm proud inside for that. But it is Warden of the Wings.
Oh.
I was trying hard with the colors because there's a lot of them, and this is like the Easter Bunny of dragons with all these like nice little pastels.
I think Zhiff and I got close with the Unariel, but
You were
Yeah.
you were edging, you were getting there, and with I was trying to get some like distinctive red claws in there, but it didn't quite work out. Which means we've only got 2 cards left to break this tie, and
Or to create a bigger tie.
or to create. Yeah, I'm angry at what I have to draw here. Like it is very complicated. Okay, let's just get to it. I got to pick my opening color. I don't know what that's going to be. I think we got to go. Oh boy. Okay. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
It's a person.
It's 2 people.
Kasim, Rosa.
But it's taking up the left part of the page. There's something bigger.
Golem Lord?
Oh man.
This one seems like we should go look at it.
Yeah.
Very distinctive.
Yeah. A bunch of little people? What is that? Is it like a temple? That's like a Haven card?
It has to be relatively high rarity, right?
Hyper
is it
Gigas?
Lightning? Is that lightning? Who is this? Is it Haven version?
10 seconds left.
Oh boy.
Judith?
Judith was a good guess.
And time is up.
Oh man, that is so many people in a single card. I can't draw one person. Never mind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. 6 people of varying hair lengths and styles. Someone's wearing a halo, but in all of it, everyone is sort of worshiping the Divine Mother, Retrophia, or Retrophia, or Retrophia. I'm not sure.
It's a new card.
The new card. I see.
Yeah. This
You
is a
really
new
like that
card
one.
in the Heroes of Rivenbrand expansion. So maybe that's why not everybody is super familiar with it. We've got some like Renaissance painting stuff going on in the background here. We've got worshippers kind of like sitting at the feet of the I did my best. I did my best. And that's all anybody can ask for, which means we're down to our last card. Break this tie. I have never been so excited in a game of Pictionary or nervous in my entire life. Are you guys ready for the last card?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here we go.
Green box?
It's Arc. Oh.
Huh.
What?
It's a Boris Graph? It's not Aqua Fairy.
An
Burden
Asmo
Protection,
box.
no.
What is that? A box?
I know what you're talking
Green
about.
box?
Yeah, it's a rune.
Is it Judith?
Cosmos Fang?
Oh, is it Yggdrasil?
Wimeo? Warden of the Bombs, no.
Warden of the Box.
Box.
What?
Oh man, this is hard.
What is that?
Four
A
elements.
lot of colors.
Uh,
Bastion of Season.
bipartite elemental.
And time is up.
I gotta get the last part of the skirt in here. This, I'm actually super surprised. I thought this was essentially the easiest card and my best drawing. So I'm happy to inform all of you that I tricked you. This is actually not a card that anybody has ever seen yet. It is a brand new card that has never been revealed before on the Heroes of Rivenbrand expansion. So actually, I'm sorry. This was all an elaborate trick, and I feel a little bit bad about it. But this is Dual Barrier, a brand new card, which is a Runecraft card with a Mysteria trait. Choose to summon an Annie, Belle of Mysteria, or Grey the Dragonborn. There's 2 enhance for a 5 and an 8. Summon both of them instead and evolve them, and then give Storm to all of them. That's pretty intense.
Wait, isn't this the very old card? Bell
I
of
don't.
Saiyan.
I hope not. Otherwise, I have also been tricked here.
It references the original Anne and Greya, no?
Like-
But
Like the 8 cost? Oh.
It's a 3-cost spell, so you can play it on curve, and it's a spell, not a follower, so it doesn't dilute your pulls from like Hannah, Freya, etc. It is a way to put those followers into the pool to bring back from Magistic Sorcery, but I think this card might need some changes in the way Mysteria works to actually be good, because I think Mysteria, as we know it today, doesn't really want what this card does.
I'm not too much of a Runecraft player. Surprise. Pictionary players, what do you guys think of this one? What are your initial thoughts? Like what right off the bat?
So it looks like Anne has Strike, deal 1 damage to all enemy followers on Evolve, and then Greya can attack 2 times per turn. So if you can get Storm on it, it's a lot of damage, but that is pretty expensive.
It is expensive.
Right, Enhance 8 is a lot to ask for, especially these days, and I mean, you could use Metatron, for example, to make it faster, but that's still like asking for quite a lot, especially in a Mysteria deck.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with what Noire was saying, where like it could be good, but not in the way Mysteria is played right now. Like if Mysteria becomes more tempo oriented, I could definitely see how that strike could.
They did add the traits back to the original Anne and Greya, right? So if you get Greya in the Majestic Sorcery pool, that adds a lot of damage for a single body.
Yeah, so like it does open up ways for you to run fewer followers in total. If you have like only Originator, and the Duo, and then maybe the Greya as well from this card, then that's a lot of damage already. But the problem then is, like if you're running fewer followers, you still want to take advantage of that by running things like your Hannah and your Freya to consistently get Originator and Duo, because those are still the important cards as far as the Mysteria that we know, right? So that's taking up your early turns, and then it's going to be harder to play this.
Absolutely.
But there's recently a new build, right? They really run
the spell
less Mysteria than it is. Like they only run like one of Mysteria and one of Anne and Greya. So I think this card can be working on that build.
Yeah. There is the spell boost build, but the thing there is that the main draw of Dual Barrier is that you're adding Greya as like a huge potential source of damage, right? But with the spell boost build, you have Crushing Rain, you have Raining Blades, those are your damage, and it's a lot faster when you have those spell boost cards. The whole point is that you can OTK much faster, right, with the spell boost build. And so it's a little hard for me to see how this actually fits realistically into how you're going to sequence your turns. It's a little clunky in that sense.
Well, I expected this to go a lot of different ways. A 3-way tie was not how I expected it to go. As a matter of fact, well, I kind of expected a 4-way tie with a bunch of zeros based on my drawing ability, but we had six correct guesses out of 12. That's 50%. That's I don't know, on some grading curve, I'm sure I get an A. But you all get A's, the players, for hanging out and doing some Pictionary fun. Thank you guys so much for indulging me in my artistic endeavors. And we'll see you guys in a bit for some more Shadowverse fun. Hosters and casters, what do we think about this card?
I'm actually curious. I'm going to ask. I don't know the current meta as well, but would it be feasible to mostly use this as like a turn 5 like kind of removal, just since they're both getting evoed and just like being able to swing on stuff's on board?
Yeah, so I like that you bring that up, because the Enhance 5, the double evo without having to burn an evo point yourself, that can be relevant. Not in the Mysteria that we played today, because it's those mid-game evo turns are so occupied by Originator, by Duo. You have to play those cards. There's no really two ways about it. But theoretically, in an evo rune deck, if we were to get better payoffs like Tetra or Vincent, like we saw before, then the double evolve, and then it's actually a really good board clear, right? And strike to deal 1 to everything, and then Greya attacks twice. It's a lot of board clear, and that's nice. The problem is that if you have a card like that, you know, the expectation in 2023 Shadowverse is that it also heals or deals damage. Like, you compare this to Howling Demon, right? It's a little night and day, so it's still a bit of a big ask.
The biggest problem is the 3 casting cost. Like the Mysteria, the current Mysteria deck runs very lean. So if you're trying to play it in the current Mysteria deck, you're hoping to reduce it with Originator. But there's also, I believe there's no way to search Mysteria spells from your deck, which means you can't consistently get it into your hand for Originator to discount. And then you have a bit of tension there. It can make up for some weaker draws. It gives you deck building opportunities, but to build the deck around it is a lot more difficult. And I think that is the premise of what Noire is saying, that it doesn't fit well.
All right. Well, I'm really interested to see how it plays out. Definitely, like Noire said, I'm really interested to see if there's some more like maybe support that kind of goes along with it. Because 2 Evos for free, well, not for free, but for not spending anything is always, going to be something potentially if there's support for it. So I'm excited that we got that. And let's once again, everybody in chat, everybody here, let's give a round of applause for our amazing artist,
Absolutely.
Joe.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Of all the years that we've done Shadowverse Pictionary, 2 things. First of all, we keep doing a card that's not released at the end, and the players keep not guessing that. So come on, players, step your game up.
You gotta figure it out.
Yeah, eventually they're going to get it, right? They've got it. But also, this is by far, I think, the highest percentage of correct guesses that we've ever had in Shadowverse Pictionary. Hugely, yes. Like, sometimes we get, 3 correct guesses, in, 10 or something like that. And you technically got 6 out of 11, so definitely our Pictionary drawing champion. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. It was my honor.
Well, you've got to, if you've always got a career maybe being the next Shadowverse card artist, but
I'm always ready to switch it up.
Oh yeah, you gotta expand. But there's actually a different thing, different role that we're gonna have to transition into here because we've got another mini game coming up next. That was only our first one of the day. We've got plenty of other very fun things to go through, but this one is the serious one: Shadowverse storytelling. Trust me when I say that this is. I think these teams have labbed this segment more than most people lab for SVO beforehand. It's very, very intense because storytelling is very hard. So for this one, we're gonna have 3 different teams. I'm stepping out for this one. Joe, Noire, and Zones, everybody here on the panel, is going to be their own team. And then AAShiver and MemeLegends are going to be their team. And then Team 3 will be Potwasher and Zhiff. And there will be 2 comics provided by community artist Utopia, who we'll talk about in a moment. The teams come up with a story for each comic and voice act each one. So they're going to have a whole lot on their plate. We may have somebody here with a little bit of voice acting experience. I'm not sure who. I think maybe it's Zones. Somebody here. We'll figure that one out. Yeah, probably. So the first comic's gonna be a fun little short 4-panel comic, and then the second one's a multi-panel comic. It's got a few different pages. It's gonna be a little bit more like a webcomic style. So I'm pretty excited for this. But first, we have to thank, of course, Utopia at _Utopia_Hope. That is our artist for these comics. They're an anime artist, as you can see on the bottom. Mostly Shadowverse, but the most impressive thing, Grandmaster since Ultimate Coliseum, which has been quite a while now, and a forest craft specialist. I don't know if to count to 12 was their own description or if it's somebody here just being mean to forest craft players, but a talented artist and talented at the game. That is just too many talents. Not fair. We want to give him a huge thank you for drawing this for us. So we can go straight away to our first team here, which is of course going to be you 3. Before we do that, I want to ask, how seriously have you prepared for this? Because this is the ultimate competition today. Joe, I know you've been labbing, you've been practicing.
Yeah, you got to reach deep for storytelling like this. You can't just go to the hero's journey and pull some random stuff out and throw it on a couple of comic pen. Especially when someone like Utopia does such a great job. You've got to dig deep down into the essence of what makes us human, right? And just pull those elements out, and then you can create a story worthy of these. We did this an hour ago.
Yeah. They, another thing, like I said, there's more preparation than I think most SVO players, but also I think it's decided on the stories probably more last minute, or no, less last minute than some of the SVO players decide on their decks. Is this accurate, Noire?
Yeah, absolutely. As an SVO player and as a caster, that last minute change is all too familiar of a feeling, and we replicated a little bit of that with our comic script voice acting scripts here. So these, as Joe mentioned, we came up with these just moments before we went live, and there's been zero rehearsal. So Joe was bringing the human inside. I'm talking about bringing out the wolf inside. It's going to be some crazy stuff in here. So hopefully we don't mess it up.
All right, I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And now, Zones, I know that you've been working on your voice acting skills for the past hour or so before the broadcast started.
Oh, no.
I haven't. You just said you told me. You told me. I haven't had a chance to. This is fresh to me, by the way, chat. So I've definitely not been spoiled on any of these from any of these teams. But how much work have you put into practicing this voice acting? Professional.
Oh, I mean, when I'm off the camera, I've just been getting inspiration on what I'm trying trying to fit into. So I'm just trying to make sure I do my best. We have Coach Joe on our team, so it's a huge help to try to get the voice acting down.
Missing the red cape, but yeah.
All right, production, can we get a red cape for Joe, please?
Yeah, brilliant.
Can we get a PA to run out with the red cape? Thank you. All right, but without further ado, let's get started. I am ready very much for this. So we're going to be starting off with the first comic, and then we're going to run through all three of these teams playing out the first comic. You can see it here. Once again, art by the wonderful Utopia. I love this little 4-coma here. You can see the little read order. And so no practice on this. Genuinely no practice on this. Take it away, guys. Good luck.
We're going in cold. Okay. Luna's here. I doubt she'll find her parents at an anime convention.
Rowan, that's just a cosplayer.
Greetings, Luna. Shall we venture through these vaunted halls together?
Yeah, come on, Luna. Let's go on an adventure.
And just who are you supposed to be? Claude Three Houses? What a weird custom outfit.
Wait, I really am Rowan. Any moment now, I'm gonna ramp. No, please don't go. She thought I was an imposter. Am I really that suspicious?
It's okay. She's just a shadow main. Can you do?
And scene.
Applause for me. Amazing stuff. I loved all the voice acting. I love the fact that Noire had one voice line in the entire thing. Went for the easy role. Good choice. No,
he's a shadow player.
Saving the energy for a comic too, for sure.
Okay, yeah, we got to make sure that Noire for sure gets a little bit more in there. But no, great stuff as usual. It's a little bit cheating, I think, to have Rowan voice actor as Rowan, but a great one. I did hear you all kind of brainstorming this idea, so I'm glad that you went with it, the anime convention one, and of course we got a little reference in there to a little something else. But congratulations, you three. Let's move on to our next team here, and let's see how they do. Disadvantage here. What's up, guys? You only have 2 people, so the voice acting is going to have to be split up a little bit different. Once again, the caster's cheating on this, so we're just going to have to dock points for that. But how much did you two prepare for this? How seriously have you gone into your roles?
Especially in front of Joe, Mr. Rowan himself. So I don't want to say we're feeling like super confident, but we know what we want to say.
Yeah, we've both been practicing our Rowan impressions for the last 2 days.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, he's here. He's listening. All right, we'll get your judgment after this. But all right, you two, this is for all the marbles here. Get ready and go whenever you're in the zone.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Darn, Luna's looking kind of down, isn't she?
She might be feeling lonely thinking about her parents.
Well, it's a good thing for her. I know all about parenting. Family man Rowan, reporting for duty.
Wow, so dependable. Go for it, Rowan.
Hey there, Luna. You mind if Uncle Rowan comes along on your adventure?
No, you're too old.
I guess I am a little rusty, huh?
Hey, you gave it your best shot. I'm sure she'll come around.
All right, good job. All right, Joe, what's your opinion on the Rowan voice?
I mean, I couldn't tell. I had to check. I was kind of touching my throat to see if it was vibrating because I thought it might have been me talking the entire time. I think Uncle Rowan has to make an appearance somewhere. Like someone has to call him Uncle Rowan. That's just fantastic. It was really well done.
Thank you.
Great job. I do feel a little bit bad that these are all just making fun of Rowan. I mean, I guess he's sad in the last battle, so it has to be. But good job, y'all. That is going to be your first comic down. Get prepping for comic number 2 as we go to our third team for comic number 1, and that is going to be Potwasher and Zhiff. I'm going to ask y'all the same question. How much have you been preparing for this?
Yeah, more than the other guys, and yeah, enough to blow it away.
Yeah, I mean, like we have like multiple scripts. Like we decided on like 3 scripts and decided with this one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so you're literally like choosing a deck for SVO, so that analogy wasn't too far off. We do know that Potwasher always meta games. I liked your metagaming, by the way, in the last game that we had, where you're like, well, they're all legendaries and they're all like in rotation, and you're just trying to guess before we even get there. It did change a little bit at the end, but we know that you're taking it seriously. So whenever you two are ready to begin, take it away.
Rowan, do you know why Luna is so sad?
Think, Rowan.
Do you think you can cheer Luna up?
Reporting for duty. This one's for my family.
My family's dead. And you lost your family, Rowan.
There's no one else I'd rather lose to.
Okay, that's a genius idea. Only going with the lines. I can't believe actually nobody else thought of that. Joe, what do you think?
It's like Mad Libs for Shadowverse. It's and that got dark at the end. Were you talking about Rowan losing his family? That took a turn. Wow, this poor guy is just taking a beating today, man.
He is. That is definitely some bullying. Good stuff there, though. Honestly, I'm very impressed by Potwasher's voice acting. I think we can all agree. Yeah, that was definitely out of left field, and we've now learned that Potwasher is quite good at yet another thing, as we're expecting. So congratulations again to you two. This has been great from every single team so far. Everybody's taking a different direction, which I love to see. We've seen some varied imaginations, but we're only halfway done. We are now going to be moving to our first team for the second comic, and the way this one's going to work, it's a little bit different. There's a few different panels that we're going to kind of be scrolling through once we get a chance to get that up. But back again once with our crew here with Noire Zones and of course Coach Joe. I feel like we're going to stick with that through the rest of today. So did you all decide to go any sort of different direction on this one? Do you feel like you put more effort into this one or into the first one?
Yeah, so I wrote this one. I wrote this sketch, and I really don't want to spoil it. It's okay. It's some of the finest writing I think I've ever done. So and it does have several. It has at least 5 distinct characters in it. So I think we're if you guys are warmed up, we're ready to go.
All right. This is the one I've been practicing. All right.
This is it. This is the one. I will work our slides here as we go forward. Okay.
Let's go. A rogue, hungry Rowan has compromised his honor by way of theft and is unsure of what to do next.
The camp's food smelled so good and my tummy was so rumbly. I just couldn't resist.
I believe we're trying to change pages. There we go.
We've changed all the way to the end there.
Oh no. You know, art is a process. We're getting through it.
Art is a process.
Okay.
Okay, we're back to where we were. Do we want to retake? Do we want to scrap it?
Yeah. Let's take it from. I believe you have like 2 lines back to back there on the first panel. So yeah, we're on 2 different characters. So.
Yes, I do. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go again. All right. A rogue, hungry Rowan has compromised his honor by way of theft and is unsure of what to do next.
The camp's food smelled so good and my tummy was so rumbly. I just couldn't resist.
Who stole our casserole?
Who would dare?
See if it goes forward.
Oh, you skipped 1 extra, I think. Okay, that's 1. Okay, this is this one. Yeah.
Whoever it was, I hope they like cheese.
Wait a minute.
It is at this point that Rowan realizes that he has made a terrible, critical error.
Did they say cheese? But I'm lactose intolerant.
The situation was indeed dire. The threat of discovery intensifies, a rustling in the trees.
Oh no, I can't hide this indigestion forever. Who could be out there?
A shadow approaches.
Stay back! You don't want to smell what's about to happen, stranger.
But the stranger had ulterior motives. The sense of danger is almost palpable.
You thought you could hide from us, didn't you, dragon?
Show yourself, and keep a safe distance or you'll smell the dragon's roar. It's you.
Surely, Rowan, you didn't think you could get away with this.
Rowan prepares for a fight, and he's not confident in his intestinal fortitude during the upcoming scrap.
If a fight's what you want,
it's what must be done. Take this! This! See? I brought you some probiotic digestive enzymes.
Beldain.
No, really. Take this. This isn't the verdant conflict any of us were looking for.
And all was right in the world.
The end. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one blew me away for sure, and maybe not in the way that I would like to be blown away, but it was amazing. You know, this actually works for me too. I think it's just I have lactate right here.
There you go.
I'm also lactose intolerant, and I eat on my computer too much. But definitely a great one. I gotta say, Noire, you put your everything into that voice acting. You were putting your heart and your soul into that. What was your practice like for that?
I just had to think back to WGP 2019 when we were forced to wear the noise-canceling headphones, and all day, every day, I was just hearing Beldain saying, "Does it gnaw at your flesh?" And I'm like, oh, okay, I lost. So that's been a memory that stuck with me for a long time, so it's pretty easy for me to pick up Beldain.
All right. Well, this was a 10 out of 10 performance, I think, from everybody. Everybody managed to get through this one in an awesome way, especially having to redo that first take. You know, sometimes you gotta do it twice.
It doesn't
to make
always
sure
work
that
on the
it's
first time. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't always work.
I'm sure you're a professional at doing a few takes, you know, here
Yeah,
and there.
a couple.
Yeah, a couple hundred. All right, so amazing job. I think this may have been my favorite so far, but this is just a great comic for this, so I'm excited to see the rest of the teams. Let's move on to our team number 2 with AAShiver and, of course, MemeLegends, who I'm very excited to see if they can bring this out as well. Again, you know, only a 2-person team and no professional voice actors like Noire, so we're going to have to change things up. How are you two approaching this one differently than the first one?
All right, so first of all, I want to say that last performance was amazing. It's going to be tough to top that.
Really good.
But yeah, I guess the first thing we did was we decided that like 4 roles was enough, so we didn't give any to the random people there. So it'll just be Rowan and Beldain talking. And yeah, I felt like it was pretty hard to capture Rowan's like emotions, so hopefully we did that well.
Well, you just need to cheat like the third team and only use voice lines from the game, so you don't have to worry about it. But I'm just kidding. Too late for that.
Sorry.
Too late for that. I'm excited to see what y'all have planned. So whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and take it away.
Sure. Whenever you're ready, man.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So let me just start from the beginning. And whenever you're ready.
Okay. Those guys. They're really laid back, huh? They have no idea.
No idea they're being watched.
Wait a minute.
Darn it.
I know you're there, Beldain.
I see your instincts are as sharp as your spear, Rowan.
Dude, you were sticking out like a sore branch. Didn't Meowskers ever teach you how to climb a tree? Crying emoji.
I was never much of a scout.
I can tell. XD.
You know, I never did lack your sense of humor, Rowan.
Just chill, bro.
Oh, you think you're my brother? I'll show you how I treat my brothers.
Insert JoJo reference.
All right, that's it. All right. Sorry, I was laughing at the end of that one. I was laughing. I couldn't clap.
That was awesome.
Do you think, Joe? Do you think those are accurate ways that Rowan would talk? Do you think that's Rowan's?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if there's anything that Rowan couldn't do, it's use emojis, right? So like the fact that he would just say like, colon, close parenthesis for a smiley face or whatever it was is absolutely perfect. Rowan is like the squarest guy on the planet. And to insert JoJo reference, I think might have been my favorite line. And honestly, like, you had Valdane's, like, his arrogant lilt down very, very well. So there was a lot of good. I mean, the performance was exceptional across the board. Great job, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, the straight man and like idiot type comedy is actually really tough. So you guys definitely pulled that off really good. Again, a very different direction than the first one, where the first one was very silly all the way through. This one, that's a tough. There's a name for that type of comedy, but I can't remember what it is. So we will be moving on now to our third team for the final comic of the day, and we've actually seen, like I said, like a bunch of different directions, like basically 5 different directions for 5 different comics. But we've got one more chance. I'm excited to hear that Potwasher voice acting once again, but we'll see who it actually is for this time around. And I'll ask you all again, did you go any sort of different direction with this one, do you think? Obviously don't spoil it.
We
but
took some large artistic liberties, so no offense to anyone. Yeah.
All right, you hear that, production? I hope we're ready to go to black very quickly here. But Zhiff, what do you think? Same thing? You think this is going to be risque?
Yeah, but I think I'm really confident with this one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, with that level of confidence, I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. As soon as you're ready, you can begin.
We find a wild dragoncraft leader in his natural habitat, stalking furries.
Hey, I'm not a furry.
The dragoncraft leader is stalking his prey. Have you heard? There's a furry stalker lately. I think you should be careful.
Why does everyone think I'm a furry?
The predator has become the prey. Ninpo, 隠れ身の術.
Huh? What was that?
As Rowan turns to the presence behind him, Valdane quickly circles around him. Teleports behind you. Nothing personal, kid.
Why he is talking like a weirdo? Alright, weird guy. Who are you? And what do you want from me?
I am Valdane. These woods are only big enough for one furry stalker.
Watch your mouth! I may be a stalker, but I am not a furry!
And hence it began, the legendary battle that would be known in history as the Furry Clash.
I am not a furry!
God. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see, but Joe's literally messaging about how good that one is currently.
I'm dying. Like I'm physically dead. I'm speechless. I expected some things. I didn't get them. I got something I did not expect. And then I'm not sure the world was totally ready for.
I don't know if the world was ready for any of these. That one was amazing. Once again, Potwasher, amazing voice actor. Joe, you got to watch out for your job for sure. We might get a new Rowan at some point soon. It might be Potwasher.
I'm in the crosshairs for sure.
Yeah, you better watch out. But oh my gosh, that was incredible. Actually, honestly, a round of applause from everybody for every single of these teams so far. All of those were incredible. I actually did not believe that this was going to be quite so good from every single person. I thought we might have some duds, mostly because this is really hard, right? Like, I was really happy I was going to sit this one out because I was like, I could just not do that. That's way too difficult. But I think we actually had a killer for every single comic from every single team, and every single one went a different direction. Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing stuff. I want to know from chat what your favorite is, but I also want to know from each of you, even though you're technically biased since you're all on a team. Let's say aside from your own, right? Which one of these was your favorite throughout the honestly, like, both comics?
I have to go with Rowan the furry stalker, and the whole like double entendre of being like a stalker of furries or a furry who is a stalker, and like I still don't know what either of them were talking about. If they meant that Rowan was a furry or he was stalking furries. The brilliant use of English syntax to confuse the audience was just chef's kiss. It really was.
Especially narrated by Potwasher. That was a great voice. Also did like all the like ninjutsu stuff. All right, Noire, what was your favorite of the rest of these?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with what Joe said there. I definitely have to agree with the furry stalker comic being, I guess, my personal favorite. Definitely a lot of layers to that one too, with the something no jitsu as well thrown in there, and the nothing personnel. All very nice touches there. But I will have to give a shout out to their first comic with Rowan only using his emotes and some very clever use of those as well, with a dark turn at the end. Very nicely done from Pod and Zhiff on both counts.
Yeah, Zones, a lot of votes for Pod and Zhiff here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, I gotta give a shout out to Noire's performance as Valdane. I thought he had he could get that rival energy based on his just personality and how he plays some other games and Shadowverse as well. He's got a lot of that, but also his intimate relationship with playing against Valdane in his past career, I think really showed. So I forgot about that part, but obviously don't want to show too much favoritism toward our own work there. So yeah, I was a huge fan of the usage of the in-game voice lines. I was thinking about a way to approach that, and like myself. And they just like took that idea and ran with it, and I was a little jealous because I couldn't figure out a way to fit those in. I was like, oh, this one's for my family. Doesn't seem like it makes sense, but with that context, like it's just like when someone else takes your idea and runs with it, you got to give them props. And so that one, Team 3's comic one, definitely.
That one also got really dark, which they kind of had to with those lines. And it was like, whoa, hold on a minute. But mine for sure has to go to, or not a favorite, but I love the straight man idiot style that Team 2 had on the second comic. So that was, I mean, it was all good. Every single one, again, just amazing job, including you three as well. But I was also very impressed by the Valdane voice from Noire. So Noire, I'm going to ask you something here. We are going to be going to a short break so that we can set up our next event. But I want can you, in the Valdane voice, say, don't go anywhere, we'll be back with more buddy system after this? Do you think you can do that?
Don't go anywhere, we'll be back with more buddy system in just a few moments.
Spring is a season of growth, when budding mages let their talents bloom. Start your academic journey. Look, just read the pamphlet yourselves. Here, someone else talk.
Sure, leave it to us.
And us as in...
Aw, come on, Greya. It'll be fun. You're gonna love the academy.
It's a new term at a new place with new people.
And a bunch of new friends.
Things may not always go to plan, but
the little challenges lead to big adventures. So be brave and let your talents shine. Right? Back to you, Professor.
Yeah, thanks. Like they said, you'll meet a lot of new people. However, they're not all going to be friendly. That's not your problem. If you need help, leave it to me. I won't let anything touch my students. Academy of Ages. Time for a lesson.
At last, the time has come again. Thou hast been brought here to unleash the forces sealed away within. That which awaits thee is glory unimaginable and justice hitherto unknown. Darkness itself cowers before it, a violet flame to consume all of antiquity. Be not afraid of this great transformation. Hew away the shackles of convention's grip. Reach forth, grasp the light of a shattered order. In doing so, verily thou shalt discern fate's very design. Go now, forsake erstwhile fancy. Spread your wings and soar the skies of a new world. Celestial Dragon Blade. Take hold of fate's righteous blade.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Shadowverse Buddy System Community Edition. Again, we're celebrating the 7th anniversary of Shadowverse, and we've already had some pretty funny stuff going on. It's been a blast so far. I actually still can't believe the last segment. I'm still reeling from it, but apparently we've got a bunch of comedians in our midst. Maybe that's a prerequisite to being good at Shadowverse, but we've got another mini game coming up. It's time to see how much these players know about Shadowverse, because we've got the trivia segment coming up where we are going to have quite a few questions for them. You can see right here, 20 is the number based on the story, card lore, history of the game, and esports history. So there's definitely going to be some history in general in there. But there is a buzzer. You can see it pink down on the bottom right that each of these participants is going to be using to kind of ring in once they think that they know the answer. But you get a point for a correct answer. But if you buzz in, guess wrong, you get a -1. So you definitely cannot be a little bit too confident there. And I do have to mention that the questions are brought to you in part by Lore Master Nova Starlight of the Shadowverse Wiki, who we want to give a huge thank you to as well. And Joe, I know that you have some experience with Nova Starlight, if you want to share.
Yeah, and Nova has kind of been the Jiminy Cricket to my Shadowverse streams, an experienced player and lore master that has kind of like helped this idiot voice actor become decent at Shadowverse, kind of throwing me decks and some advice, and has always been like a really super positive presence in my stream community. So shout out to Nova for all the work that they do for Shadowverse, for the stream, for everything. It's just like they're a class A individual, and it's super cool to see them kind of like featured in the Buddy System Community Edition event. So thanks, Nova.
Yeah, I love that we're showcasing a bunch of different community things here, and yeah, the wiki is a great place to start. So we are going to start getting ready for the trivia here. I'm excited because I've seen some of these questions, and I feel like I would get none of them. So we'll see if any of these players can actually get them. Now, I know, Joe, it's going to be you and me are both going to be here a little bit big on the screen in a moment, so we're going to be switching off basically just asking every other question, but I do think that we're ready here for our players, so let's get into it. It's time for the Shadowverse trivia to begin. I'm very excited for this one. See, my knowledge is very low, so I'm glad that I'm asking the question. So, Joe, you've got the list. I've got the list. All players, you're all ready. I actually, before we start this, before we ask the first question, Joe, I'm going to let you ask the first question, but I want to just do a little test run with the buzzer for everybody. Production, can we do that? I want to make sure that we're good with that. I just want to make sure that they can click the button, you know, it's pretty hard. Sometimes we've seen that Shadowverse players can misclick pretty heavily, so I just want to let everybody have that little bit of a test run. I don't know if you'll have it up, but if you can at least just click it, I want to see anybody.
Let's see those buzzers.
Click first. All right, Potwasher buzzing in first, showing that he knows how to click at least buttons.
Outstanding.
All right. So then I think we're all ready. Okay, enough buzzing in. Done buzzing in. Cancel your buzz-ins. Hold your hands. Joe, do you want to explain a little bit about how the buzzins work?
This is how it's going to work. I'm going to start reading a question. Okay, we're going to alternate. When whoever's not reading the question, because it's difficult to read two things at the same time, sees the first buzzer, they're going to call out that person's name, and whoever's reading the question is going to shut up. So if you interrupt the middle of the question, I hope you know that answer, because you're losing a point if you get the wrong answer because you anticipated too much. So without further ado, are we all ready for question number 1? We'll see how this goes. Hands on your buzzers. Hands on your buzzers, players. Here we are for question number 1. What character appears alongside Rowan on the card Cursed Führer?
Buzz from MemeLegends.
It's Valdane.
Bingo! Yes, Valdane. Cursed Führer is a Dragoncraft spell card featuring Rowan and Valdane. It can be found in Shadowverse's 16th card pack, World Uprooted. 1 point to MemeLegends. We are off to a strong start.
All right, already doing better than the Pictionary, so good job, MemeLegends. First point on the board. All right, trivia's done. We got to give MemeLegends a win here.
You have to throw that in there.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm just saying it's a win. All right, question number 2. Everybody get ready on your buzzers. Question. Rowan appears on how many cards, including tokens?
Including tokens?
This is a tough one. They're all tough ones, sorry. Somebody's got to guess. Come on. Well, no, actually, all right.
You lose a point,
Zip.
so there's,
Yeah. See, I was tricking them. You actually don't have to guess because it's very scary to lose a point. But Zhiff, all right, what's your answer?
4? Is it 4?
Wait. Unfortunately
no.
The answer, it's not 4. It's, you're getting there, but that doesn't mean, do we have negatives?
I
Are we
thought it was
allowed to
4.
go into the negative? We are. Zip had a negative.
No.
Oh, no.
Wait, Cursed Führer and Rowan hurts himself.
All right, wait, production, are we allowing chance for somebody else to answer, or are we just going to give away the answer when somebody gets it wrong?
I'll go for 5. Like, I'll even say, like, Avowed Strike, the Rowan card, and then the Curse Führer and the token, and then I guess there's one more maybe on the 5 cost, but I thought it was just like the lance or something, so I'm not really sure, but maybe there's a different one.
All right,
5 is correct.
Okay. Thank you, Zhiff.
Wow! Wow!
Oh, Curse of the Blackjack.
And there they are.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Avowed Strike. He's there. He's
Yeah,
a
I
little
4.
faded. Not as prominent as the other cards, but Avowed Strike. He's definitely there, throwing his lance out there.
Yeah, literally in the background of the card. Literally like darkened, like in the shadows of the card. But congratulations, Potwasher. Again, I mentioned how much you like to metagame these things, so waiting for somebody else to fail and then guessing one higher, definitely more Potwasher metagaming. Sorry, Zhiff.
Very Potwasher move.
Yes, there's plenty of questions to come back, though. So, Joe, you can definitely take away the next one.
Okay, here we go. Question number 3. In which card pack can you find the Portalcraft legendary card X Slouse, Wheel of Fortune?
Fortune's Hand.
Yes, absolutely. It's 17th, the Shadowverse 17th card pack, Fortune's Hand. X Slouse, the Wheel of Fortune, other cards based on the major arcana. So it's actually not X Slouse, it's probably 10 Slouse, unless that stands for Xavier Slouse, and he's a very, I don't know, Xander Slouse. We got to give all these people a first name because, but Milteo is 6 Milteo and 12 Wolfred Hanged Man, based on the tarot card system.
Definitely saw a good amount of that once upon a time. Kind of most of those, but definitely Wheel of Misfortune. All right, so MemeLegends up in the lead for sure right now. We've got a 2, 1, 0, and then -1. So we kind of got a straight going on here if you count negatives as part of that. But like I said, 20 questions, so we still got plenty to go. We're still in the general trivia category. I actually didn't realize it was categories. That is my fault. But we're now to the last question in general trivia, and that question is. Everybody get ready with your buzzers. This is a long one. Which 5 play point Havencraft legendary 3/3 follower, like you can see on screen, has the following fanfare effect? Okay, fanfare. Put a random Havencraft amulet that costs X play points from your deck into play. Activate its fanfare effects, excluding choose and targeted effects. Then put a random Havencraft amulet that costs Y play points from your deck into play. Activate its fanfare effects, excluding choose and targeted effects. X and Y equals 4 split randomly. That was a mouthful. That was a lot.
Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah, I need you to take the next 2 questions.
My Shadowverse portal isn't loading. My internet.
Good. You can't cheat. You can't cheat. You have to use your own brain knowledge.
Oh no.
MemeLegends buzzes in here.
Yeah, it's the untrue god.
Well, it does kind of sound like you're reading that name off of maybe the Shadowverse wiki, but
No,
absolutely correct.
Off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah, you're correct. Genius play. Well, hey, you got a 3-1 lead now at minimum. You're actually 4 points above some people, but that's a really, really strong lead, so you're going to have to see if you can keep that up going into the next one. And now we're moving into the story mode, I guess, category. So, Joe, ask us a question about story.
Question 5 here about the story. Now, again, I don't think we mentioned this at the beginning. It is totally cheating is acceptable, right? You just got to find that answer. The goal here is to find the answer.
Shadowverse wiki open.
And, yeah, I mean, open those wikis. The wiki's there for a reason. Nova built that thing. Also, chat, I want to be seeing your guys' answers. You guys can't cheat. You throw your first instinct in there. I want to see that in the chat. Here comes question 5 in story mode. Shadowverse's story begins when the morning star appears ominously in the skies over what kingdom?
Not Reveal.
This is the start of story mode. Come on, we're Shadowverse pros. All right, show's over. Everybody has to go play story mode right now.
The first.
Oh my god.
They make you click on it when you install the game.
Yeah.
Just go open up the game right now and look. Come on, I can open this up fast enough. I'm going to answer this question if you all don't get it. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to.
My daily bonus.
Oh, MemeLegends is coming in.
Well, yeah, I just happened to remember it's called Alastair.
Clearly not reading it. Yeah, incredible. Yes, Alistair.
I believe I forgot that one.
Wow.
The Kingdom of Alistair is the home of all the main characters from Chapter 1 except Ewan, who comes from somewhere else.
See, you could win right here with how long they're taking on the story mode answers. But good job. I think MemeLegends, you just got to get your brain cranking, right? Like it just takes a little bit of time, and then all of a sudden it's just you access the entire knowledge of the universe all at once. So huge lead right now. The rest of you need to get way faster at typing. Is all I'm going to say. All right, question number 6. We're still in the story mode category. Everybody, get ready on your buzzers. The question is. Rowan and his wife are also proud parents. What is the name of their daughter? I should have let Joe ask this question.
I saw this. I was looking up the family earlier on the wiki as well.
Just guess. You have a point to lose.
Now we know where to find it.
It is in the wiki.
Not that you need to find it, though, of course.
Of course not.
Potwasher buzzes
Natalie.
in. Yes! It is Natalie. This one is for my family, which includes Natalie and Richard.
Very nice. All right. Are we still in story mode? I think we are still in story mode.
We still are in
we
story
have a
mode.
lot of story mode. This is going to be really embarrassing for some of these pros.
This is going to be rough. We've got competitive players here, right? It's not like you're competing in like storytelling and all this stuff. So, okay, here we go. Story mode. Question 7. The dragon that cursed Rowan had a fearsome title. Who was this terrifying dragon? Ooh, Shiver coming in.
I think it was just called the Cursed Dragon, right?
No, unfortunately, no. Although I think it was a cursed dragon. It was more specific than a cursed dragon.
That's 2 at -1 now. Any other guesses from anybody who's definitely not looking at the wiki right now? Yeah. Paul was just like, click.
Yeah. Into my secondary monitor. Huh.
I think we're starting to run out of time here. We're starting to run out. I'm gonna give a count here. If y'all can't figure it out soon, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Time's over.
It was actually the Black Dragon of Malediction, who Rowan slays in Chapter 1 and then is cursed as a result of slaying him. There's a lot of Rowan heavy questions there. Why?
Wow.
Weird. Maybe coincidence.
Super strange.
Yeah. Also, y'all could have looked at how long that that like sensor bar was on the screen and maybe like guess that it was a little bit longer. But all right, that's the first one that we had that wasn't answered at all. So that's we're getting into the harder ones for sure.
These are difficult.
And we're just about 1/3 of the way through. So again, still plenty of time. Anybody can still break ahead by like a huge margin. We've got, I think, 14 left. So next question, still in the story mode category. In Chapter 10, everybody get ready. Fate's Trigger and the World of Reveal. At what saloon do the bandit duo Bunny and Baron like to order themselves a big, juicy steak? This one's more recent, way more recent than the other questions.
And they return there quite often for this meal.
I vaguely remember a saloon.
That's good. That's step number 1. But now, what's its name?
Unfortunately, Vaguely Reminiscent Saloon is not the name.
MemeLegends.
MemeLegends coming in again.
It's called Spurred On.
It indeed is Spurred On. It is found in Dustholm, the township of Reveal, ruled by not the Titan of Force.
Well, now MemeLegends has like almost as many points as everybody did combined in Pictionary. So
that's insane.
Yeah, making the comeback for sure. Trying to pull ahead of the entire pack. So now let's see. We're on question number 9, Joe. This is your question.
Question number 9, still in story mode. In Chapter 12, Entropy's Abyss and the World of Velsar, who is Sekka searching for during her story? Oh, I'm upset you guys are looking this up. It's the only thing she talks about.
Her mother. Her mother.
Yes! Her mother, who's known as the Nine-Tailed Fox, doesn't go great. No spoilers. It's not a great experience for Sekka.
That's a little bit of a spoiler, but yeah, almost spoiler. But okay, at least Zhiff back, not on the board, but not below the board either. So definitely a big improvement.
Floating on the surface of the board.
Yes, dead even with the board. But also the first person to answer a story question without looking it up. So that's like, I feel like that's like 10 points worth of really actual excellent. Points. Yeah. You get all the judges' approval, which is more important than points, as we know in this game. So moving to our final story mode question. I know you've all been so happy answering these, but last chance for you to prove yourselves. Zhiff already has. In Chapter 17, that's really recent, Lessons from Lanecrest, Lielf is the immaculate idol of which Lanecrest Academy's 2 tracks of study?
Zhiff again. Wow, Zhiff coming in again.
The self-study, the student lead study.
I think that counts. I think that technically counts, right?
Yeah.
Can we get a productions?
Because there's like a student and the teacher side, and then there's the student.
All right,
side.
we got that on his confirmation. Yep, the official.
Yep, there he is. We're giving Zhiff a point for that one. Technically called the independent study track.
I see.
Yeah,
and
close
the
enough.
Track was the guided study. So it's the independent study and the guided study.
Yeah. Regardless, though, Zhiff, I think definitely deserves this. Definitely has at least gone through the recent story, and we definitely have homework for every other person here for Shiver, MemeLegends, and Potwasher. You all need to go through the story right after this show. But we're out of the story segment now, at least.
5 points mean nothing.
Yes, our new category is card lore, so maybe a little bit closer to home for some of you pro players. Question 11 is, in the expansion Ultimate Coliseum, what was the name of the order that Wilbert, Grand Knight, and other Havencraft followers belonged to?
Is it on the page or no?
That flavor text, that card flavor text is coming back.
Potwasher's immediately giving up guessing. It's just like, okay, where can I actually find this information? Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, look at the red folder, I guess.
Shiver, trying to get back on board. What's your answer?
Was it the Luminous Paladins?
Oh, unfortunately, no. It was not the Luminous Paladins. Although it's a good guess given the other cards that were in that genre. There you go. We've got integrity on the left side of the screen.
Honest integrity is worth more than points. I don't know what you're winning from this, but it's definitely worth more. All right. Nobody's looked it up yet? That's actually wild. Can you please get faster at searching?
I don't think it's on the.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. I'm gonna see how fast I can look this up.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah.
I'm leaning in really far. I'm sorry, but I just need to. Wilbert Grand Night.
Wait.
Bully Cavalier.
Oh. Oh, I know.
It's a. Is it another page?
It's easy. I figured it out already. I mean, obviously I know the answer, but I found the actual answer. So I think we're going to say that one's a timeout because if I can find it and we're hosting, then that's it. But all right, here's what you do. All right, I'm gonna give you the secret here. You just had to do in quotations. Just search "My name is Wilbert, captain of the," and then end quotation marks in Google, and the first result comes up: captain of the Eclair Holy Knights. So that one was a little bit slow on everybody else's part, but no points given. Only points taken for Wilbert Grand Knight. It's a tough one. Tough first one for Cardlord.
That was a tough one, but some serious Google Ninja-ing there. Well done.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I did figure that out too. I thought I was going to be cheeky and just look up the card, and it did not work. But that's 1 point for me, by the way. Production, if we can give me 1 point. I'm just kidding. I only want to take points away. All right, on to question number 12. Let's see if we can do this one faster. All right, everybody get ready with your buzzers. Not that we've had an issue with the quick buzzing. What is the name of the casino operated by the Bloodcraft follower Volteo Hedonistic Dealer? Oh, I miss Volteo.
It was like card effects and stuff. It'd be very easy, but
card lore,
guys.
The Diamond Casino.
Dang! I didn't even get a chance to acknowledge the buzz-in, but that was fast and the correct answer. You can also find the Bloodcraft followers Showdown Demon and Roulette Vampire working at this casino. So there's actually a whole crew there of casino employees.
This was a fun blood meta, by the way. I kind of missed this. I like Volteo. Very, very silly card. All right, we're on to unlucky question number 13. Joe, if you want to take that one.
Okay, here we go. Question number 13. What is the name of the town founded by the Forestcraft follower Loxus, Homestead Pioneer? What is that homestead?
I like how you can hear somebody clicking.
Just clicking furiously. Meme coming in again.
It's Jessup State.
We'll take that at Jessup Village. You can also, and that population also consists of Cactus Cowboy.
Hoo-wee, look at all that water.
And Varmint Hunter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
That typical pioneer, homestead pioneer.
All right, we need 1 more point as well for zones. I think that's only fair. So we've got a few more points on board. No, I'm just kidding. That was good information. You would be winning here. Zones, how many of these would you have to look up? Be honest.
I don't know. I'm just trying to guide this along. Probably like half of them at least.
I'd have to look up all of them, and I have no shame in admitting that one.
That's fair. I would have had to look at most of them as well. All right, question 14. All right, everybody get ready with your buzzers again. It's not been an issue. The Runecraft follower, Freshman Lou, is a student at what magical academy? Yeah, that one should be a fast one. Okay, wow. MemeLegends.
The Minaria Academy. Mysteria Academy?
Yeah, I think it's technically the same thing. I think they're the
same
thing.
They are the same thing.
You
hit them with the bilingual answer.
Right, it's like Minaria in Japanese. So that's actually like 2 points, really.
That's really well done.
Give them the bonus half point.
In the lore of the current expansion, I think she's like a transfer student in some proper girls.
Oh my god, he's trying to fish for bonus points here.
So I think that would be
you're right. Wait, can you name the Haven Academy though?
I'm just gonna guess that it's called Academy for Proper Ladies. It's something along those lines.
It's something like that. Yeah. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
It probably has an actual name.
All right, we'll have to look it up in the middle way. Yeah, but all right, a good job so far. MemeLegends with a total of 8 compared to the rest of the team with a total of 1. If you actually add it all up, so MemeLegends definitely a trivia god so far. But now it's time for something that you should all finally be familiar with. Okay, finally.
Well, we've got one more cardboard question, and then yeah, there is.
I'm zipping too far fast forward. So yeah, go ahead, finish this one out. Sorry.
Okay, an exciting romance question for question 15. Who is the Shadowcraft follower leads pining which, pining for?
Lucius Sensei?
Yes, actually incredibly quick. Wow, MemeLegends is just dominating. Leads Crush has appeared as several follower cards in Shadowverse, including Lucius, Vampire Slayer, Lucius, Holy Knight, and Lucius, Traveled Trainer. Lucius has been all over the place, and wherever he goes, he's being pined for by leads.
All right, that 9 points.
Excellently done.
2 in a row that were just like instant off the bat as well. So
just really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, not just fast fingers, also fast brain for sure. Clearly you have some experience with some level of this story, MemeLegends. All right, so now that I've already teased it, we are actually getting into the final segment, esports. So you should all be at least somewhat familiar with this because you're all a part of it. So we've got now, I believe, our final 5 questions of esports. So we'll start with the first one. Now maybe the buzzer's going to be a little bit more quick, or maybe not. All right. Question. What card was drawn in the 2018 World Grand Prix?
Biden.
Wow.
It's 2018.
I mean, like lightning out of the gate. Potwasher nails it. Potwasher, do you want to tell that story? Or do you want me to tell the story as it was?
It's okay.
The Potwasher, Potwasher set up for lethal with Ozzy Dahaka. After 4 draws on turn 7, Feg ended up drawing a Poseidon to play the Accelerate effect and summon a 1/3 ward to keep him alive.
Yeah, I was up. I was actually up. I remember that exact moment. I stayed up all night to watch it and watch some of the SVO. Well, it wasn't West back then, but like players. And I watched until the end of that. And I was like, oh. But we all know that story. We all know that story. Just looking back to the past, because this is, of course, the 7th anniversary celebration, and that was now 5 years ago. Oh my gosh.
Smokes.
I don't want to think about that, but all right. Moving on to the next question. I don't know if anybody's going to get any as fast as that one. I think Paul got through that one a little bit, but Joe, let's see.
Okay. What is the highest number of times any player has attended the Shadowverse WGP, and who was it?
Zhiff.
Zhiff.
3.
Okay.
Xenex.
Yes. Excellently done. In 2018, 2019, and 2021, Xenex appeared at the World Grand Prix.
Wow. And he actually topped all 3 of those years. He got top 8 every single time that he went.
Fantastic.
Oh,
really insane player. He faced Pot in 2018 as well. So there's a little bit of extra trivia.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, everybody's involved in this. A lot more than the story mode, I think.
Than the story mode.
All right, question number 18. Get ready. Who ended up winning the 2022 SVO All-Stars?
MemeLegends.
It's a Sadfeeder.
Correct. It is Sadfeeder. TK Sadfeeder. That was a good one as well. That one's very recent history. I think that may be the most recent of all of these questions that we've had so far. But yeah, Sadfeeder did a great job throughout basically that entire season. So really good stuff from Sadfeeder. And MemeLegends has now hit the double digits. Congratulations.
Oh, wow.
You gotta stop answering questions or your score is gonna start like escaping the box, and that's not good for anybody. So
over half the amount of questions that have been asked so far have been answered correctly by MemeLegends.
True. All right, next question.
Okay, we got 2 questions left here. Question number 19. What player has made it to the top 8 playoffs the most number of times during the 2023 SVO season?
23. Hey, Shiver, MemeLegends, you better get this. What?
All right, Zhiff.
Is it 3 live?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. So far in 2023, Life has made it to the top 8 3 separate times. February, and then winning both March and April SVOs.
Wow. Zhiff is really killing it on this history, gotta say.
Yeah, nicely done. Very nicely
We should
done.
really have more of this question.
You want to win. I get it. You want to win. That's why this is split up, though.
Zhiff is
Everybody's got
hungry.
different specialties, you know? Everybody's got different specialties.
Whether that be
All right.
story or Googling.
All right, final question. All right, this is the last question. Right now, currently, Potwasher and Zhiff are tied. MemeLegends, a little bit of a lead. And Shiver, I want to see you at least get one more correct. But I appreciate the fact that you've really tried to answer these off the top of your head, so you've got the integrity and the honesty. But let's get at least -1 point. All right, everybody get ready. Final question of trivia. Who was the winner of the SVO West Celestial Dragonblade Cup? MemeLegends.
Team buzzes in.
Was it Azure Cloud or did he lose? I
It was not.
Oh no, he had Forest.
Oh no, down to 9 points.
Just takes a step back from
I
double digits.
feel like I know.
He was just trying to prevent overflow.
Zhiff buzzes in.
Is it V2?
It is. Very good call. Zhiff almost with 100% success rate in the esports department.
After being, it says, after being
like-
worried about his performance over the year, V2 ended up winning the SVO West Celestial Dragonblade Cup.
All right, so that's our final score.
Wow.
Congratulations, everybody. MemeLegends, you had to take the guess at the end and get down below 10 points, but regardless, you had the chance. Why not take the guess, right? 9 points. Relax.
Yeah, really,
Definitely
like,
coming
calm
back
down.
from the Pictionary.
I just used a Dark Prison Dragon as well.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone gets that reference.
Well, as long as it's not a story
Are you
reference.
saying
then,
you deramped yourself? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. I get that. But yeah, as long as it's not a story reference, then I think these players are going to get it. If it's as far as gameplay, then I think they're going to get it. But congratulations once again, everybody.
Congratulations.
You all did quite a good job on this. Honestly, there were not many questions that weren't answered, and that's what I thought there was going to be a lot more of. But your Google Foo was strong, so congratulations, like I said, once again. But we're going to see you all again pretty soon, or at least most of you here pretty soon, to be back for some of these show matches. So I want everybody over there, for you players at least, to go prepare for that, as we're going to kind of bring it back over to our caster duo. Oh, that's right, of course, and I can't forget to give one more shout out here to Nova Starlight. I forgot about all this because these questions were so fast at the end, but Nova Starlight contributed to the community Shadowverse wiki, which was a big part of where we got a lot of these questions. And I just want to remind everybody at this moment that that's a great place to kind of get started with Shadowverse, and this is a great time to get started with Shadowverse. There's so many different events going on for the 7th anniversary. There are the 10 packs, there's the evolving chest, there's the rupee event, there's I don't know, there's just honestly just so many different events that I was trying to memorize them all before we got on show, and I could not because I was guaranteed to forget some of them. But great time to start, great place to start is on the wiki. There's lots of information out there. I know a lot of people here have been doing some articles as well throughout the past several years, so just a good time in general for everybody. But okay, I know you two were in there a little bit. You were in there a little bit less though, so I just want to get your thoughts here on the trivia. If you have any thoughts, or anybody who you thought did well or not so great in Noire, you got anything there?
Yeah, so honestly, really impressed with MemeLegends. You know, he took a bit of an L on the Pictionary, but he brought it back in a big way, almost hitting the integer overflow on the trivia here. Had to show a little bit of mercy, in fact, at the end, but have to give it up to AAShiver. Honest gameplay from start to finish, didn't cheat, didn't use Shadowverse Portal. The moment he made the guess for the Wilbur question, I just knew, like, this man is not Googling anything. For sure.
Yes, the integrity was strong there. It was fantastic. Were you guys biting your tongues through the whole because you wanted to answer? Did you feel like you knew most of these? Where were you at? If you were to self-judge, where do you think we were sitting here?
I feel like I know a good bit of the esports questions, and probably only the easiest lore questions. Most of them, I'd be doing about as well as Mr. AAShiver there.
Those are hard. There's a lot. Shadowverse's story is long and complex, and it is very difficult to zero.
Very
I mean, like,
complex.
Answering simple plot questions about, like, hey, who killed who can be difficult enough. Never mind, like, what was the name of the pub the saloon and Reveal? Those are difficult questions. Those are difficult questions.
I do appreciate that they failed the very first thing that happens in the story mode. But Zones, go ahead. I want to know your thoughts too.
Sorry. Yeah, so I actually have a bit of trivia background myself back in my pre-college days. I mean, it's like, I don't want to go too much into it, but like I used to really enjoy that kind of competition. So I was really trying to fight back against my competitive urges, but like as the non-contestant, it's fun. I mean, I had some chances to moderate as well back then, so I think like I was just trying to be like. The cool trivia tidbits are always fun to try to engage with, but I was really impressed with how quickly some of these people got the competitive questions. I think, Potwasher getting his personal thing, but the Xenex 3 times, I think that was meant there as a stumper. Like, we even had Noire here as like a kind of a decoy answer among some of the other 2-time showers, so...
Yeah, Zhiff was extremely impressive with that. But, now we've got a little bit more history as well from what you just said. If we ever added the category for caster lore, we've got one more question for that. Ooh. But like I mentioned, we are now down to about our final event of the day, which is going to be the exhibition matches. But before we do that, we are going to have to go to a short break. And I have one more trivia question for all of you. Where will you go during this 3-minute break? Because we will be back right after this.
I think I'm just going to...
Spring is a season of growth. When budding mages let their talents bloom. Start your academic journey. Look, just read the pamphlet yourselves. Here, someone else talk.
Sure, leave it to us.
And us as in...
Aw, come on, Greya. It'll be fun. You're gonna love the Academy.
It's a new term at a new place with new people.
And a bunch of new friends.
Things may not always go to plan, but
the little challenges lead to big adventures. So be brave and let your talents shine. Right? Back to you, Professor.
Yeah, thanks. Like they said, you'll meet a lot of new people. However, they're not all going to be friendly. But that's not your problem. If you need help, leave it to me. I won't let anything touch my students. Academy of Ages. Time for a lesson.
At last, the time has come again. Thou hast been brought here to unleash the forces sealed away within. That which awaits thee is glory unimaginable and justice hitherto unknown. Darkness itself cowers before it, a violet flame to consume all of antiquity. Be not afraid of this great transformation. Hew away the shackles of convention's grip. Reach forth, grasp the light of a shattered order. In doing so, verily thou shalt discern fate's very design. Go now, forsake erstwhile fancy. Spread your wings and soar the skies of a new world. Celestial Dragon Blade. Take hold of fate's righteous blade.
Evil takes on many forms, but so too does retribution. Rejoice, convict. Your perfect punishment awaits here in Asphalt. For sinners the likes of you, there is no tomorrow. Within these walls, part prison, part purgatory, part hell, you will waste away the remainder of your miserable lives.
You think you can hold me captive? No matter where you lock me up, I will break out and cut down all who stand in my way.
Pitiful wretch, how do you not see? Crime demands punishment!
You know nothing about me. My sins are mine alone to bear. I reject your sentence! Eightfold Abyss, Asphalt. Rise up, convicts. Tomorrow is ours.
And welcome back, everybody. It is time for the final segment here of the Shadowverse Buddy System Community Edition, celebrating the 7th anniversary of Shadowverse. It's now just down to us three, kind of some OGs here. We've got me, myself, WonderChef, Noire, and then Zones, and we're getting ready to see some gameplay. I forgot, you can actually play Shadowverse. It's like a part of the game. I thought, for a second, I thought it was like only trivia and Pictionary, but no, this is going to be quite fun, as we've got some fun decks, let's just say, for some of these teams. But of course, this is going to be Team Joe and Potwasher taking on Team Shiver and MemeLegends. And I think we actually have the deck here that we're going to be seeing from Team Joe and Potwasher, which I don't know if they have a team name. I think they had some sort of team name. I know they definitely have a deck name. So whenever we get a chance to see that deck, I will see what they chose. I think it was something funny, but I'm actually completely blanking. So I know that you two have seen some of the decks. Okay, holding.
Yeah, so the team name, I believe, was Pots and Plans.
That's it. That was it. That's a great one. Pots and Plans. I don't know if the plans are going to work out. You know, the best laid plans of mice and men and dragons. They... yeah, that is, you know, the whole saying. I'm not going to continue that. Muses, nice. Okay, there we go. That's a good one. All right, so we can take a look now at what the deck is for Team Pots and Plans. See, I had to know the team name before we could actually take a look at it. Otherwise, they're like, I don't know who Team 1 is or Team 2 is. And then, of course, you can see Potwasher and Joe right there. So, there we go. That was the name of the deck. I like this as well. It's going to be Top Deckmas Prime. And that was, I think, Joe's idea. So, I need you two to kind of run me through what kind of deck this is, how competitively viable this deck is, because we are going to see, I think, a few of these decks a little bit later on, not maybe the strongest or maybe a little bit interesting. I think that's the way we'll put it. But let's start with Noire. We'll just go in order and get both of your thoughts on this deck.
Yeah, so this deck actually has a lot of cards from Pot's very successful 2018 WGP run with that PDK Dragon. You have Prime Dragon Keeper, where while it's on the board, every time you play an allied Dragon Craftfaller, or every time one enters play, it'll do 2 to a random enemy follower and then 1 to the leader if Overflow is active for you. So once you've ramped, you play this, a bunch of small guys, and then you deal lots of chip damage. Then you can finish off the game with your Storm from Dark Prison Dragon, and you have more damage as well from Rowan Dragonlance, who, when you enhance him, he gives you that Dragon Slayer Spear, which then increases all instances of damage by 1. So really, it's a bit of an aggressive dragon deck where ramping is still important, but you've got a lot of early tempo, lots of ways to deal chip damage throughout the game, and you are looking for a really proactive game plan.
And Zones, let me ask you 2 questions. First of all, how competitive would you say this deck is overall? Obviously, this is kind of like a fun little format, but if you had to kind of rate the competitiveness of the deck, what would you put it at? And then also, what would you really be looking at as the win condition in this deck, right? Like the one thing that they're fishing for, or maybe the couple things they're fishing for to try and end this game.
Yeah, so the core of the deck is in fact the Prime Dragon Keeper card, and this is actually stronger, I believe, than when Potwasher used this card, because she was slightly patched to be weaker by 2018, and recently they undid that patch. So she was cost 4 back in 2018, now she costs 3 again, which means multiple copies of her will trigger her repeatedly. It's easier to chain cards. But there are some other things. The main thing of this deck, though, is effect damage. There are no followers, except for Dark Prison Dragon. The other followers in this deck do not have Storm. Instead, you're looking to use the effect from PDK herself, from Rowan's Curse of the Black Dragon, and Masamune One-Eyed Dragon, the newer version of Masamune, not quite the version that Potwasher played with in 2018, which gives you extra ping effects. And so you're going to be rushing into your opponent's followers, and there's a bit of tension between Prime Dragon Keeper pinging away the opposing board and wanting trade targets. So you actually have to balance that, and to get a maybe like ping effect damage over like 2 or 3 turns in order to lethal. But there's a lot of tension for the opponent having to make a board to avoid the damage from Curse of the Black Dragon, while also not making too much of a board that the Masamune pings are lethal, and giving the PDK player plenty of time to cycle through their own board.
All right, fair enough. And just as a little, like, real simple breakdown for anybody who's not as familiar with Shadowverse, that is Dragoncraft. That is, of course, the kind of classic, I guess you could say, like, craft of kind of both these players, right? Like you mentioned, there's like a little history with or a lot of history with Potwasher with this particular deck, at least. And then, of course, the voice of Rowan is going to be playing a lot of Dragon. So we're going to be talking to both of them, actually, I believe, right now, if we have a chance to get them in here and see how they feel about using this deck, because like I said, pretty good history. Oh, there's Joe. Hey, Joe, can you hear us? Maybe not. Oh, wait, Joe, there you go. Joe, hello. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, we got you in here. Pot, can you hear us as well?
Yeah, I don't think we can see anything, but
well, you know, we're all on screen except for you right now. That's all you need to know it's happening. So, all right, okay. We just took a look at you two's deck. I'm going to start the questions with Pot, because Joe's been here quite a bit. Pot, this deck, you've got some history with it. How does it feel to be piloting it again, and how do you feel about the differences?
Yeah, I really enjoyed making an unlimited deck to center around. So recently there have been a lot of the balance changes adjusted back to their original form. Mm-hmm. So you get to play the busted version of the 3-cost PDK with 1/5 stats. It got nerfed to 4/1/3. It got adjusted +1 PP, and the stats got nerfed. So originally very, very powerful card. Everyone underrated it. I don't think anyone guessed it would be very powerful, but ended up just being very, very strong. And I added a bunch of cards from very early on, like Dragon Summoner, and there's Disciple of Disdain and stuff. There's some very old cards, and there's some very new cards from the most recent expansion. So I'm really excited about this deck, and it's much more consistent because of that. And there's, so I really think it's a fun deck to pilot.
All right, and Joe, you clearly have a lot of Dragoncraft experience, but I gotta ask, how much experience do you have with unlimited Dragoncraft?
You know what? The first deck I ever really played a lot was an unlimited discard deck. Like way back when I started, like just to rank up in unlimited. So like I have, something like Disciple of Disdain was actually in that first deck that I ever played. Obviously like Oracle and stuff like that. But I'm not super familiar with, I would say like 50% of these cards. It was sort of a joke on my stream that Infiniflame Dragon, I had it in a deck for, one expansion worth, and every time it was in my hand, I never got a chance to play it appropriately. Like, I always had it, but never was able to win him. I don't think I ever won a single match with Infiniflame Dragon, so hopefully we're going to break that curse today. PDK wasn't really something I played a lot of, but Rowan Dragonlance, obviously that was part of like the Dragoncraft meta for a long time, so I was always kind of working with that. So it's a good mix of the new and the unfamiliar, and I'm excited to kind of test it out.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for you to play with old version of PDK. You're going to play it and you're going to be like, I see. Wish I was playing in this era of Dragoncraft. But yeah, that's going to be very fun. So my question now for both of you before we move over to the next set of decks for the opponents, we're going to be talking to them as well. So do you have any words for the other team? Of course, it's going to be Shiver and MemeLegends. Do you have any words for them that you can give before you go and get prepped for your match? We'll start with Potwasher if you want.
Go ahead,
yeah, we're reporting for duty. We got the dragon leader himself, and I'm very confident today.
All right, pretty simple. I like that. I like the little reference. What about you, Joe?
Get ready to hear the dragon's roar.
All right,
that's it.
It's sounding like we're going back to the storytelling where we were only using the lines. Yeah, that's going to be a theme throughout today for some reason again. All right, well then, good luck to both of you for sure. I'm excited to see how this deck plays out, and you're certainly going to be playing against some interesting decks, I think, to say the very minimum. But we will let you two go now so that you can get that preparation going. And Zones and Noire, we are going to be taking a look at some very fun decks, some spicy decks, some flavorful decks. Give me a descriptor for these decks.
They are creative is one way to put it. I think they really take, I guess, deck building conventions, what you think you know about these decks, and they really put a nice spin to them. They really invert your expectations a little bit. So we are going to give our SVO superstars a little bit of, not, I want to call it a handicap, but they're going to be outside of their comfort zone. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're already playing against Joe, so that's already a disadvantage that they're going to have to deal with, of course, Dragoncraft Master. But here we go. First deck. Let's go with Zones for this one, since Noire just gave his thoughts. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in this one. Thicket, OTK, Forest.
All right, so this features a recently released card in the mini expansion for Academy of Ages, Thicket of Gnarled Hands. This is pretty much the intended way to win with this deck, I would say. It's not the only way. The idea behind this card is that generally in current rotation, you're only playing it for its Accelerate effect, which is a redo of the Primordial Giant, sorry. Colossus. Accelerate, which is return an allied follower amulet and deal 3 to a random enemy. That's just a valuable recycling of your fanfare effects in Forest. Forest has a bounce theme in general, and we refer to these as bounces, and so that is why it's called more than just a bounce. In this deck, it's intended to be the way you win. You have tools like Metatron to ramp up to it, and Carbuncle in order to reduce its cost to make it more playable. And to win with it, you have to play, I would say, at least 40 cards over the course of the game, which you're going to need bounces to get up to that number. So, because what it does on Fanfare, sorry, we looked at it briefly, but I can remember off the top of my head, it gets a random distribution of plus X plus Y, where X and Y add up to the number of cards you play that game, and then after getting those stats, it does Z damage, where Z is equal to its power, so to its attack. So you need to get it to like at least 20 to be able to deal lethal, and then that's a random based on how many cards you played. So it's a challenge to win with that card.
Right, so mathematically you would need 40 for that in particular, so we'll see.
It's not guaranteed to deal face.
Right.
The damage is randomly distributed, so like at least 40.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, like for like even odds, at least it'd be 40, I believe, unless I'm misunderstanding for sure. But I wish we had that card on Pictionary. That would have been fun to watch, see all the blue hands being drawn. But that's just one of many. Question: do you think that there is a chance that you could play that, many cards in one game? Or quick answer before we get to this one.
I think so. The deck is designed to play that many cards.
Okay. All right, so moving to the next one, Dimension Shift Rune. Boy, is that that is a memory for me. But this deck name, the Fighter of MemeLegends. Someone Noire, it's your turn now. Give me some dirt on this deck.
Yeah, so this looks on the surface like a typical D-Shift deck that you might see in Unlimited in terms of like some of the cards that you see, Crystal Witch being a classic card, Fate's Hand, all pretty expected. But the reason it's called Fighter of MemeLegends is because instead of having something like the Chimeras to win the game with, instead of having Enchanted Blade, we have Legendary Fighter, who simply just gains a ton of effects based on what other types of cards you've played on that turn. And then if you evolve him at the start of your turn, if he manages to stick on board, he gains +8/+8, and he has the ability to attack twice per turn, which is a 20 damage OTK. Of course, you don't have to wait for the start of your next turn if you just play D-Shift. So that's sort of the idea with this deck. It's a D-Shift deck that is just marginally harder to pull off, but the tools are there. You've got an amulet, sort of, in Forbidden Dark Mage, being Earth Sigil there, and most of the deck is pretty functional. So as far as these challenging decks are concerned, this one gives me a bit of hope, I would say.
All right. Yeah, I mean, hey, there's even a chance you could maybe just win with some good D-Shift plays if you just have some weird stuff on board. Who knows? The possibility is always there, but I mean, just hey, the fact that it's D-Shift in general is always going to be a little bit scary. We'll see how that one goes. Any thoughts on this one, Zones, before we move on?
Yeah, I think my concern is that this one is also kind of easy to win with in the unintended way. Legendary Fighter is clearly the intended package, and we'd like to see that, but between Crystal Fencer, Crystal Witch, you can just play multiple copies of Dimension Shift. I would have liked to see maybe fewer copies of Dimension Shift to really force that theme, but...
Ooh. We're listening to... I believe we're currently listening to that team in particular. Oh, we're hearing everybody. All right. All right, let's just move on to the decks. I'm not sure if that's just me being able to hear them, but we are going to continue on. And just a reminder, there are only 3 decks out of these 6 being picked. So there is, we're not going to see every single one of these, even though we would kind of like to see it, but we'll save that for another day. And we're going to Burial Rite Shadow ? And I think that is a pretty big question mark. I can't remember who talked last. I think we're moving back to Noire once again.
Yeah, so Burial Rite Shadow, notorious, very powerful deck in current meta, and recently has been tearing it up completely. This looks pretty normal, relative to our the last couple of decks that we talked about.
I think this is the list MemeLegends brought to the last SVO, right? It's like, by name at least, it's like the exact same.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like Caradwin, you've got Serb, they are present, so pretty good stuff there. Definitely Tyrant, of course, being that big Storm high Necromancy win con. Nothing too special to see there.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm kind of surprised we even showed this, because this is just a normal deck. Like I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. So.
Certainly nothing wrong at all. We'll see the the adaptations they make playing this absolutely normal deck if we do end up getting to it. We'll see if what gets picked. I'm actually really excited to see which of the decks overall they end up deciding on. So we're halfway through. If you had to choose, each of you, if you had to choose one deck that we saw out of this first half to actually play, which would it be?
I'll go first. I'm a Forest player through and through. I like playing as many cards as I can, and running out of time playing those cards. It's a theme, and so it's got to be the Forest deck for me.
All right, Noire.
I feel like realistically, I probably do the best with the Shadow deck, but I would rather play the D-Shift, because that is just a classic deck. All the old school players, you gotta love D-Shift. That's my pick.
Yeah, you gotta love D-shift, quote unquote. I did air quotes, but it was slightly off camera. But just trust that I did it. So yeah, I feel like it makes sense. I don't feel like any of these decks, despite the fact they're kind of memey, I feel like they're not that memey. You know, it's not like they're not going to stand a chance against this deck that Potwasher and Joe built together. Like I think we mentioned, a few of them have some like alternate win conditions that I think exactly like you said, Zones, you might win by accident, if that makes sense. Even if like the main win conditions are pretty fun. And hey, maybe you just pop off with that. Some of the combos are still going to work. So there are 3 more decks, of course. We'll get to see those in just a moment. But honestly, they're looking pretty. They're looking stronger than I thought. Is the way I'm going to put it. I thought it was going to be a little bit more memey. But all right, this one's called Arachnophobia. So if anybody is not a big fan of spiders, look away now as we get an explanation once again from our casters about what's going on here.
Yeah, so this one is a spin on the classic Natura Blood from back in Fortune's Hand. It was a bit of a control deck, bit of a burn deck as well. But, in terms of control tools, we do have like the throwback Mask of the Black Death. Kind of a classic card for the control blood enthusiasts out there. It stops the amount of, caps the amount of damage you can take per turn. But the namesake of this deck, in every game, spiders are just the worst. So we've got Ruin Web Spider, Cradle of Dark Divinity. I didn't know that even was a spider, so I mean, maybe it is. But these are, cards that can throw your opponent for a loop. Ruin Web Spider being very good at locking your opponent's board, especially if you can get the Crystallize out really early and get that on board as soon as possible. There's a lot of card draw in here. You got Ravening Corruption to deal damage every time you draw cards. So could be a strong pick as well. And this is one of the only decks so far that actually has some amount of healing, which against Joe and Pod's deck is going to be very important.
Yeah, the ability to lock your opponent's board with Ruin Wet Spider, I think, is really going to play to PDK's biggest weakness, which is not being able to play more followers to the board. So, this would be a great matchup. I wonder if they'll pick it for sure.
Yeah, this was a deck that I'm definitely pretty familiar with. I was playing a lot during this particular meta, and honestly, it's almost just exactly that. With like you mentioned, there's 2 cards that were unlimited during that time. So it's just kind of this. It makes just sense as a deck. But, I also don't think there's that many spiders. But go ahead, Zones.
Yeah. No, Noire, did you intend that spin pun? That was really sneaky there.
No, I did not, but let's say I did.
I didn't even hear it. I didn't even hear the spin pun.
There's a spider in all of us.
Hopefully not. It's the average thing, right, of eating spiders. What's the spiders McGee or something? Oh my god, I always forget that joke. But that one's looking pretty good too. Honestly, I feel like that deck's pretty strong. It's not super memey. It's just kind of old, I guess, at this point. So we've now seen, I actually wonder if we get almost one of every craft. We've seen Blood, we've seen Shadow, we've seen Forest, we've seen Rune. So ideally there might be a Haven coming up. I don't know which one that would be. I actually don't know if there's a Haven coming up. That was a pure guess. Wow, that was sick.
Wow,
that was sick.
How did you know?
I genuinely didn't. And I'm wondering if production moved the Haven one to the next one, or if we just had a moment there, because that was beautiful. So all right, tell me about this one, Noire.
So, Return to Natura. This has quite a few memorable cards, memorable for all sorts of reasons. Daffodil Mayo's Princess is a card that Pot revealed himself, actually. And Agnes Hollow Feather is a card that gave many players some very unforgettable memories back in 2019 WGP. So, glad to see those cards back again, but it's not just the Natura package. We've also got Skullfane, Holy Lightning Bird from the current Amulet Havens. We've got the Crusader's Rallying Cry as well thrown in there. So it's a bit of a hybrid deck. There is some amount of Amulet synergy with the Mayus cards as well. Kind of all over the place, if I'm going to say so myself, but there is a lot of potential. The power plays for this deck are really scary still.
Yeah, I kind of want to highlight the weird extra card there. We have Zerael, Regent of Rebirth, and it's featured. So this is a card that's kind of just been tried in a lot of there's been a theme to try to play this card in some control decks, and it's difficult because you have to get that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cost, a reference to Prophetess of Rebirth. But I believe the deck is trying really hard to play that. Unicorn is a 6-drop that can get discounted severely to get that 6-drop requirement, and Skullfane is your only 7-drop in this deck. So in order to get Zerail out, you have to draw Skullfane fairly early, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
It is a Skullfane Turbo type of deck.
Yeah, but if they get the Zerail Invoke, I feel like they should get a bonus win, like, you know, like +2 wins, right, or something.
Yeah, yeah. We'll give him plus 10 points, because, again, I don't think the points matter, but I think the 10 points is fair, and we've already seen one of these players get at least 10 points in a game. That looks like it could actually kind of go kind of fast, right? I mean, with Daffodil and, like, Agnes and stuff, like, it could be a little scary,
Triple Agnes turn 6, anyone?
Don't talk to Vidu about that one.
Oof. All right, Vidu showing up again in this broadcast after being an answer for one of the trivia questions. But all right, so then that means that we are down to one more deck, which maybe is Portalcraft if somebody went with a theme here, or not. And I am just getting ahead of myself, and we got lucky with the I don't know, the spread of things so far. But honestly, like I keep mentioning it, these decks are looking like decently strong, and of course they are going to be piloted by some really strong SVO players, which we'll be talking to after we do see their final deck. But this final deck, Wielder Portal, every keyword in the cosmos with Will of the Cosmos and Loki. All right, what's this one?
Yeah, so this is okay, so you can go first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Wielder of the Cosmos is a card that basically just is a keyword soup. It can do random effects basically on theme on the theme of 1 to 10. It has random cost, and whatever you pay for it changes the stat line and what effects it gets. It's seen some competitive play because in like Puppet Portal, for example, during last year's SVO All-Stars, Wielder was a good curve filler that also became your late game plan against control decks, because it has the ability to replace chunks of your deck with more copies of itself and kind of take over like Smith style. Your deck just becomes more Wielders. So we actually saw that in like a replay match. Osab in a deck game against Control Forest turned his entire deck into Wielders of the Cosmos, which was really funny to see in action. And I feel like our deck creator here is trying to force our players to replicate that.
And Noire, your thoughts? Anything else spicy in here?
Yeah, I do definitely agree that whoever made this deck definitely has Wielder of the Cosmos as not only the best win condition, but probably the only one in this deck here. Low-key is also there as well, where it does allow you to double your fanfare effects, so there are some funny combos there between Low-key and Omniscient Kaiser as well.
I thought you were saying low-key other win conditions, but you meant low-key?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little low-key, relative to Mr. Wielder himself there. It is a bunch of just classic Control Portal cards there. You've got the 2-cost Bonanza there with Metatron and Ramiel in the same deck, never before seen. Bellringer Angel, Yonalis as well, all cards that you love or hate. Slouse, Calamity's Genesis, just classic Control Portal cards. Calamity's Genesis kind of had a resurgence recently in, custom rotations. So, I mean, in All-Star Take 2 as well, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, you do see these cards from time to time. Definitely going to be interesting to see how this one goes. A lot of random
Crosscraft,
chaos.
where Calamity's Genesis was really notorious.
Yeah. Honestly, it shows up in every side format. It's just a crazy card.
Well, I think that deck in particular looks super fun. It's got some actually like a bunch of like kind of obnoxious options in it as well, like aside from the silly win condition. So I think that would be my pick for sure. I'm a big fan. Okay. So we're gonna be pulling in this team to actually get their thoughts. But before they get in, I want to ask both of you, if you had to choose 3 now, what are your 3 that you would pick if you wanted to win?
So Noire. I would go with the Natura Blood for sure. I think that one has the best matchup going into Pot and Joe's sort of aggressive PDK Dragon. Has the most healing, has a clear game plan. Most of the cards are like pretty solid on their own, so that would be my number 1 pick. Probably go with the Control Portal as well. I think it's mostly functional. The 2-cost Bonanza, I mean, they are just good cards, so The Gilnolese as well, a huge chunk of healing, going to be very, very good. And then I just picked D-Shift.
If only we had
because
Shion in that
I love
portal
D-Shift.
Yep. All right. I do think they're in here, but Zones, really quick, give me your 3 as well before we talk to these players.
Sorry, I was getting a bit ahead of myself. I think I picked the Burial Right deck because I've been practicing rotation, for upcoming tournaments, and I just want to play a deck I'm familiar with, and the Burial Right definitely plays into that. I don't want to have to learn a bunch of old cards. I think the Portal deck is a bit lacking in ways to deal with the to control the boards. I don't think I would like that. The Blood deck Noire mentioned, right? Definitely a great choice. And then the third deck, I guess I'd flip a coin, but probably one of the combo ones, because the more you can stay off the board, I think is going to be the best way to deal with the Dragon deck. It's it's just the Portal deck. I think I was alluding to it, but there's like a card I wish we really had for the Portal deck that is missing, and that kind of turns me off of it a little bit. To prevent effect damage to our face. So.
Right. Well, you got to work with what you got. Otherwise, it would be a little bit too easy, because we got some champs here that are going to be taking on Potwasher and Joe, and I do believe we have them here. Shiver and MemeLegend, can y'all hear us? Can we get a little bit of talking here?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Excellent. So we've got you both here. So we are going to ask you what your 3 decks are. But before that, I just want to know, how do you feel about all the decks that you have in general to choose from? Do you feel like they're solid? Do you feel like they're a little too memey? Are they right up your alley level of memey, or just what? Let's start with saying memey. Let's start with MemeLegends, just so we can get in order.
I love our choices this time. I think they're all really solid competitive decks. Also, we haven't looked at them yet.
Okay. Excellent. So you're playing the strategy of you can't get psyched out if you don't know that you're possibly going to lose.
Absolutely. That's what we were going for.
Okay, cool. So
they can't know what we're doing if we don't know what we're doing.
Exactly. Impossible to outread. So, Shiver, should I just not ask you that question then, since you two clearly have not seen it? There's just no point in asking, right?
I think that would be a good assumption, yes.
Okay, so then let me ask this. How are you deciding which decks you're choosing?
So right now, the only thing we know about the decks is their names. Okay. So we were theory crafting based off that. So we were thinking dimension shifts, probably pretty straightforward what that game plan is. So we were looking at that. Sure. Wielder Portal also has a bit of a hint, and it seems like something recent. So some of these other decks seem like from past metas. We thought Wielder Portal might be something more intuitive for me. And then I believe Meme was saying that he had some experience or some background with the Turret Haven. So that was another one we were considering.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
I think just from looking at their names, we've gotten like a pretty rough idea what some potential deck lists they could be. But the most intriguing for me is the Thicket OTK Forest, because I have no idea what OTK we're talking about or what flavor of roach we're talking about, to be more specific. Maybe it's time that you just choose it and figure out yourself. But you're only getting one game with 3 of these each. So now is the time where we're actually going to get the decision from you. This is where you lock it in. You got to choose 3 of these decks. 3 of them go, and they sit by the wayside, and we can play with them over here. But make your decision. What will your first deck be?
So, man, do you want to lock in Rune? Because that seems pretty straightforward one.
Okay, we can't go wrong with Dimension Shift.
All right, so Rune's the first one.
Great answer. Good answer.
All right. Dimension Shift is good for the first one. All right. Number 2, you got, 5 left, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. 5 left. What is your decision? Oh, I love this music. This is great.
At this rate, we'll never know what Thicket OTK Forest is unless we pick it, right?
That is very true. Is your curiosity getting the better of you?
I think so. We got to go with that.
All right, we'll take the Thicket OTK then.
All right, Thicket OTK turns into Picket OTK. That's going to be number 2. And now your final pick of the tournament. It's a tournament now. Which will be your final decision of your 4 remaining choices?
Okay, so I think it's got to be either Portal or Haven, right?
Portal or Haven? Okay, you want to flip a coin?
You can open that.
No, I have a coin on me, a quarter.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with heads is Haven.
Sure.
Oh.
Heads is Haven, tails is Portal.
All right, we got Tails. We're picking Portal.
Right, Portal it is then.
All right, you know what? That's a good way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Then you really, really aren't even deciding which one you end up getting. So
that's so perfect thematically.
Yeah, this is Shadowverse after all.
It's true. It's true.
Absolutely
all right.
true.
Then your three are set. So my final question for you two: if you have one message for your opponents, it's going to be Potwasher and Jozija. What do you have to say to them? Your final message to them before this battle begins.
The same thing I tell to all my SVO opponents. Good luck and have fun.
It's too honest.
MemeLegends?
Same thing I say to all my SVO opponents. Absolutely nothing.
I'm the same way.
I'm a good luck, have fun sayer, and Noire is a nothing sayer. So it's like you got some mirrors going on here.
Ooh. All right. Well, good job to both of you on deciding your decks, and thank you for talking to us. But now it's time for you to go and prep, so good luck with that. We're going to get some spicy games in for sure. But now, you two, it's time for us to take a short break as we're going to also get prepared to get into these games, get into the first gameplay of the day. We've seen a lot of fun stuff, and now it's time for some other fun stuff, but fun stuff inside the game of Shadowverse. So the last break of the day, you're all not going to want to go anywhere. We're just taking one short one while we set this up. We'll be back with the show matches for the Shadowverse body system right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the 7th anniversary celebration here on the Shadowverse Buddy System Community Edition. We've had some fun today, and now it's time for our final segment, the show matches, with some very spicy decks. We've got on one side our special guest, Joe Azija, along with Potwasher, who's always going to be a special guest in our hearts. And on the other side, we've got some SVO pros with MemeLegends and AAShiver. And they've already selected their decks, so now it's just down to who's going to win. It's going to be 3 matches, regardless of the score. It's not like it's a 2 out of 3. They're all going to play through their 3 matches. So we can see the teams here, somewhat split up. It looks like Dimension Shift Rune is going to be the first deck chosen. And we did get to hear that they are not even going to look at their deck lists before they play their match. We heard that during the break. They were still in here, and they were just talking to each other. I feel like these two get along. Do Noire or Zones? Do you know? Do these two know each other like really well? Obviously, they play together in SVO, but
yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware if they were like friends already, but I mean, Shadowverse players at the top level, we have that sort of mutual respect for each other at some point, and it is nice to see that those two are able to work together and banter back and forth off of each other pretty nicely. We are going to get to see more of that though once we see some listen-ins as well. And of course, getting to listen in on Joe and Pod is going to be great as well. But we're going to go straight into the game. Game 1, D-Shift versus the PDK Dragon.
Okay. Oh, a nice triple ramp mulligan for Joe.
Oh, he
already celebrating.
Okay, that's a pretty impressive hand, that's for
Noire,
sure.
you're definitely the most experienced D-Shift player here, I think. What would you do with this hand here? Is this a toss-all?
So
try to keep only the bird?
First, bird keep is fine. I think you definitely want to toss the other two. So their list is a little bit weird. I do respect the toss-all, though, because I was about to say, like, this deck is so all-in on the D-Shift that honestly, I would respect just tossing everything for it, and they did hit, so can't really fault them for that. A lot of D-Shift lists tend to have like more draw engines. This deck does have at least Fate's Hand. Crystal Witch is like a little bit of it's just a draw 1, so they are gonna start out with the Forbidden Dark Mage. This draw card, Angel's Blessing, very nice to see off the top there. And a 1-drop from Joe and Pot.
I don't think they're going to play the Dragon Breeder yet, but especially going into 2 play points. Do we know if Joe and Pot have access to the opposing deck list? Because especially if you know that they have Kaleidoscopic Glow, right? You definitely don't want to play a follower in the deck.
Yeah, I think it's a fair assumption that against Rune, on turn 2 going first, is going to have some way to punish playing a 1-1 right away, so I think that's a fair decision either way. But it's still a PDK deck, and this deck, more so than being just a straight-up aggressive deck, you're about getting your damage efficiently, and you want to make sure you're not wasting your cards, because one of the main ways for any deck to beat PDK is to sort of run them dry in terms of resources and force them into really awkward positions. So especially in a hand like this, where they're going with a lot of -1s with these singleton ramps, it's a good idea to hold on to these potential damage sources and combo that with the PDK later on, especially if they actually don't know what exact rune deck Meme and AAShiver are playing, then they don't know for sure whether they have any healing or not. We know that there's actually very little healing, which can be a concern here, but if it's a slow ramp start, that would be probably one of the better ways for the game to start for, I guess, both sides in a way.
Right. And so, alright, let's actually get a listen in here on Pot and Joe while we're at it. Let's see what they're planning.
Ramping. What do we draw? Oh, we don't draw yet because we're not in Overflow. Fantastic.
Yep. The next turn.
Well, they're being a little quiet.
Don't have a lot of options. I think with this hand, you do want to draw with the Waterworm's Blessing. It only draws if you have 7 or more. So if you're at 6, it doesn't like ramp and then roll. It doesn't do that. You have to be in Overflow already.
Yeah. Same. I mean, we could draw with a breeder if we really need something. We could water arm into breeder if we really need to draw.
But we're probably not in a huge rush.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah. Best card, Sealong's pretty good. Any kind of ramp would turn Water Worm into draw while ramping, so that'd probably be the best draw.
Yeah, I'd take an Oracle.
Yeah.
Or even a second Water Worm. Although, do we only...
A glimpse into the future.
Oh, there's 3 in the deck.
is only the beginning.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Well, okay.
Masamune clears, but it's not great. So Strike of the Dragon Slayer doesn't clear by itself. So one option would be Water Worm this turn and then Strike next turn for 2 draw, and that's probably good enough.
I like
and
that.
That'll probably clear most things.
Yeah. And I don't see a reason to put a breeder on the board unless we really want to start drawing if we're looking for PDK or Rowan, because we need both of them.
Yeah. You could probably wait 1 turn on the Dragon Breeder,
Okay.
even though you'd be in overflow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So just Water Worm and pass.
I maybe even play the Masamune.
Really?
Just
Okay, sure.
Clear it, yeah.
Bathe the world in blue.
The dragon's bloodlust will be sated.
To clear?
Yeah.
Dull blade. So this is my fate after
Okay.
all.
All right.
Let's
Let's get
play
back.
would have been Dragon Breeder. To trade into that.
Well, we've got nice draw coming up with...
I don't
That-
think it's that good.
Yeah, me neither.
That case?
Especially since we have Chakram as a default target anyway.
Yeah,
we
so
could use Kaleidoscope and then see what we
do you really want to return this? Like, it gives him a leader effect later.
I don't think we care. I might regret that later, but I don't think we care. Like, this is our 2 mana draw 1, that's what we play. Also,
Okay.
we might need to play a lot of cards on this turn and the future turn.
Okay, so just go.
Yeah,
Are we going? Okay, go.
that's what I would do.
Okay, so boom. Ah.
What the fuck? I mean, what incarnation?
Okay, so now we play this.
Okay,
Okay, that's good.
as for Crystal Witch, it could combo later with Miser. But we have the Legendary Fighter. We could. Oh wait, Legendary Fighter works with D-Shift. I think that's what they want us to do. So let's save it for that. Let's play the Crystal Witch, and then the Fate's Hand, and then try to use your 2 mana on spell boosts as quickly as possible.
Ah. So now what?
Okay, just play Miser Steed or something, or Miser Secrets.
Nothing stops me once I got my speedy boots on.
Ah.
You don't have to.
You.
Okay. Got it all down. I didn't think I would make it.
Yeah, that's decent.
And we still have another
Does
Miser.
Legendary Fighter too?
So
Alright.
a lot of interesting things being said there on both sides. I do like that Joe has that understanding of his deck where he knows he needs both BDK and the Rowan to maximize the damage being dealt there. So that is nice to see, and definitely I think Pot and Joe are on the right track there in terms of taking it a bit slowly. They don't have to rush. They're hanging on to these Dragon Breeders. They can draw whenever they want to, pretty much, and if they are able to save these for the PDK, and especially with a Rowan plus PDK, that would be ideal. I imagine it is going to be the strike of the Dragon Slayer here. Double Curse River! Whoa, okay, so definitely gonna nod their flesh, potentially, here. It could just ramp again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get both choices now. They're in overflow, so I think that just gives them 10 next turn if they play it now.
So they could just be a really nice setup turn here. Meanwhile, for MemeLegends and AAShiver, not expecting the legendary fighter there for sure. And they did end up saving the Evo.
Oh!
Well, okay, just actually gonna play out the Rowan right away. And okay, gonna draw.
Oh!
Yeah, because they want to start dealing damage sooner rather than later. Now that they understand really what the opponent's deck is playing, they probably know it's D-Shift by now, so they do want to get that damage racking up.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that the MemeLegends AAShiver are kind of discovering their deck. I think the Crystal Fencer play is a bit weird. I think if you understand the construction of the deck, I believe it only has one copy of Crystal Fencer. So if you knew that, I think you would try to play it on a turn like this, and you would just be almost guaranteed to win if you don't face lethal the next turn. But with that kind of spent, they have to do a little more work. But with this many misers drawn,
this is a crazy amount of boost. Yeah, honestly, I was a little surprised that they held the Evo last turn, because I feel like with their hand they could just Evo once here, and then they are already like on board for lethal with D-Shift right away. And of course, with this particular combo with the legendary fighter, they don't need to Evo for that type of lethal. They have like follower spells, and they have a steed as an amulet rather, to proc all of the effects of legendary fighter.
Yeah. Joe and Pod, I think if they don't win next turn, they lose. Like this is
they are actually in big trouble. I'm pretty impressed by this D-Shift deck. It's actually gone super well.
Yeah, well, triple miser and D-Shift is pretty nice. I feel like you played a version with the misers, right? And
yeah, I've played with the misers before. I've seen the misers, I've seen the squirrel. Haven't seen that with D-Shift, and certainly not with legendary fighter. That's a bit of a new one.
Alright, let's get back to Joe and Pot and see how they're adapting to this situation. Listen in, please.
With a listen in, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fura Masamune Dark Prison with a dragon breeder on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Witness the fury
So
of my
hard
curse.
keeping up with the trends. The dragon's bloodlust will be sated.
Let's evolve base.
All right, come here, you.
And we'll get an extra 2 here, and we'll get an extra 2 here.
Well, let's cue it up to listen to MemeLegends AAShiver, because I believe they have lethal here, but they have to navigate it either way.
Okay, so now we just move, right? We just play cards?
Yeah, you know what to do, right?
I think so.
Miser, Steed, and then Fighter.
Well, we play Fighter first to make sure that he gets all the effects, right?
Okay, I mean that works. The Steed gives him extra attack, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, so first we do that, and then we need the amulet, so we get this.
Stops me once I got my
Oh,
speedy
actually, yeah,
boots
you're
on.
right, never mind. You can't play the Steed.
Okay, so we play that.
The legend will never die!
And then we play Chakra.
Fire magic? You.
And then we evolve Chakra.
It won't be long now.
It's time to pew pew.
Water magic? That's so last
The
week.
legend will never die!
Get the fire!
Rapid fire!
The legend will never die!
Rapid fire!
See, the voice acting has not stopped.
Oh, they are pros, apparently.
And then
Actually gonna
and then
play some of the BM no third rapid fire.
Then
here.
pass.
We have
Hey,
double.
I don't think it
Oh
matters. That
my
gets-
goodness.
Will never die!
Yeah, but we can play
Alright,
the
This! Stop!
Okay.
Take this!
You're a solid fighter.
Man, that's some powerful stuff right there.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
You were right, Noire, that rune deck can just not
That was really strong.
pretty
Honestly,
good.
I wasn't expecting
pretty
it to
good.
be quite as successful as
We
that.
really like.
but
I really would like to see
smart.
PDK.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah, and
Deck didn't do it.
as Joe was saying, they did not see their key card, which I don't know if PDK would have saved them there.
No, it would have needed to be a really, really fast game plan from them. The ramp start is good a lot of the time, but they are going second, which is already sort of iffy for, a multiple Sybil hand.
Yeah.
And then against a deck like D-Shift, you really have to be pushing that early damage, especially when they didn't have too much in the way of early removal. They had to tempo out a Crystal Fencer. They could have pushed a lot of damage, and they had the right idea with playing out the Rowan when they could to start dealing that damage as soon as possible, but it just wasn't fast enough, and in the end, the Legendary Fighter he just became legendary.
Yeah, I think on Unlimited, like, the D-Shift deck can play a D-Shift as early as, like, turn 5 now, so this is a little deep power, but they got it out on turn 7, or I think, right? And that's
something like that.
Really early.
And that, honestly, for the power level of this deck, turn 7 D-Shift is not, I would say, expected, but it's normal in terms of, like, when it's working. So, still a really impressive showing, though. They knew how to navigate
Maybe it was turn 6,
they knew how to navigate the combo. AAShiver pointing out that you had to play out the Legendary Fighter first so that he can pick up all the effects. Not thrown off guard by the crazy win condition there, so definitely shout out to him.
I like the fact, too, that they pretty instantly recognized, they were like, oh, Legendary Fighter. I think that's what they want us to use. Like, yeah, the immediately meme deck. You can tell these two are definitely memers because they just immediately were like, oh yeah, this is definitely the meme that they want us to go for. But I am actually super surprised that played out basically like optimally for the deck, right? Like, from what I can figure, like especially having to make Legendary Fighter pop off, you can't really get that much earlier. Maybe just slightly, but I didn't only look at the deck for like half a second, so that was pretty freaking optimal. That was kind of sick. Maybe that's the new meta, right? We're gonna go and see in some unlimited Legendary Fighter D-Shift decks. Who knows? I'm just kidding. Probably not. But all right, that worked. That one worked out pretty well. It's very surprising, but that was on your list, Noire, to pick if you had to pick one. So definitely a good pick. But now we're going into the second game where I'm trying to remember what deck they decided. Oh, that's right. I made the Picket Forest joke. So I think that they're probably using the Forest, or unless they're doing 2 out of 3s with these, which
I'm not sure. Unfortunately, it's not Picket or Thicket because they did pick the Thicket.
Yeah.
Right, for this deck, so I'm thinking about the Forest deck. They are going first, which is actually unfortunate because you want to go second to get your ramp effect. You want to get your Carbuncle out as quickly as possible. I don't think they know they have Carbuncle. I think this looks like a normal Forest deck to them. So they've kept their card draw, which is reasonable, and their hand has just become even weirder. Now that we know that they probably haven't looked at the list a lot, I think we get to think about this from the perspective of like they're discovering the list, which is even funnier. I really appreciate them for sticking to that bit of.
Blast Fury is a really nice draw there, especially with the Deepwood Wolf. I think Pot and Joe kept all there, I believe. The Oracle, the PDK, and the 3-2-1, which is really, really solid. There's 3 cards that this deck really wants to see, so good choice there. Now, the question for me is, are they going to suss out how exactly this deck for Forest wants to be playing throughout the game? Because I think they realize that this is a very combo-heavy deck, like a super, super combo-heavy, even by Forest standards.
Yeah.
But are they going to realize that they need to be playing like a million cards over the course of this game?
I mean, if you let's say you're coming from the perspective you don't know what the deck is, right? Like we should actually get a listen in on them on the next cycle because this might look like a Loxus deck or something. If you,
right,
yeah. Let's listen in on them right now.
You could also just not do it. I really would like to know what deck we're playing, but you should not do it and save it for board control because they are playing aggro. We do have another bounce though.
We can save it. We're not really in a rush, right?
We might be. Oh, we
don't. We don't know what our win can do.
Check if we have Walder in our deck.
Looks good.
That's smart.
That is really smart.
We do not have Walder.
And for
that, maybe
for anyone, they don't have a way to look through their deck. They can open a game
boxes.
state menu to check.
Which is good to know. Oh, wait, maybe Maybe.
Okay, so for now, do we pass?
Or Divine. You could. He's gonna ramp.
I think we pass.
We're never gonna play Blast Berry plus Deepwood if we're just waiting for him to play followers.
True.
I think. Yeah, I think I was leaning towards that, but it's okay.
Oh, hello.
All right.
I think that draws the card, right?
Now let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, so Blast Berry plus Nature's Guidance, or
yeah,
both.
Wolf or Nature's Guidance. Let's use
they're the same card except one is an Accelerate and one isn't, right?
But from checking that Walder wasn't in the deck, I don't think the fact that it's an Accelerate matters. Maybe the fact that it's a follower matters, because on turn 7 we won't be able to use it right away. I don't know. I don't think it matters.
Okay, then I will just play Nature's Guidance.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so... Oh, hello.
Now we have Wind Fairy. We got a lot of bounces. That's exactly what we needed.
Okay, so do we play the Fairy to reduce our hand size?
We want to play the Fairy, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, let's play!
A very interactive game so far.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I like how they're navigating
next
through
turn you
the deck.
can Sealong Evo Oracle, and the Oracle will actually draw. Cool.
So Waterworm pass.
Yeah. Or you can Oracle and then Sealong Evo Waterworm next turn. Maybe that's actually better. You get to draw 2? 6?
Yes, so 5 to 6.
But that assumes that they're not going to have a strong board next turn, which I think you can assume.
Right, so Dragon Oracle followed by Sealong Ramp and then Waterworm for the extra draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's very good.
I like it.
7, 8, 9.
Yep.
So we have 9. Yeah, okay. Oracle.
Yeah.
All the ramp. So we saw a couple bounces. Or one bounce.
Yeah, so I do like that line from Pot a lot there. So realizing that ramping here and then Sealong plus Waterworm at 6 play points total allows him to draw 2 off that Waterworm, catching in on the better draw option instead of just the Oracle there. So good sequencing from that Dragon as well. MemeLegends and AAShiver definitely still not quite deducing what exactly their win con is. At this point, maybe they're sussing it because they haven't drawn anything that would suggest that it's something like a Loxus. But once they see Lonely Beginnings, maybe just the art itself might make them think that Latica is in their deck.
Right.
And it would be a real tragedy if they hold onto their cards, assuming they're gonna draw Latica at some point.
I think it's okay to assume that because the play patterns for Latica are actually going to be similar to how they play this. So it'll be coincidentally okay. The real tragedy was I was worried they were reaching for the thicket there to try to keep their hand size down, because that is of course their win condition. They are already kind of they were talking about the wolf versus nature's guidance mattering. They were correct that the accelerates, which was really cool. They checked the invoke window for that, the game state menu. But the thing about that mattering is that Carbuncle Evolve is going to be a key factor for them, which is something that reduces every forest card in your deck and hand by 1. And that interaction is going to mean that the Deepwood Wolf Accelerate will not be discounted, while Nature's Guidance would. So they are kind of getting the rough side of that exchange. The Nature's Guidance is better than the Deepwood Wolf.
Okay, hold on. I need to point out here. I need to point out that I'm pretty curious as to the fact that they haven't realized exactly what the win condition is yet. Because isn't the name of the deck Thicket Forest? Wasn't that the name of this deck? Like, couldn't they just look at it and be like, oh, that's what they wanted? I don't know. I mean, they're too far into the memes, you know?
The thing, one thing that MemeLegends said was that it's OTK, so he was wondering what flavor of roach it was. And and this is a little bit of lore, is I think that the first SVO I topped, and I think MemeLegends also topped that one, we both played a version of Whirlwind Accelerate Roach. So he might be harkening back to that, and I know he's a fan of the Roach, and there's a lot of the same cards from back then in here. So, you know, if I'm trying to get into his mind, that might be what he's thinking. Now they're gonna be really trying to manage their hand size here with all these cards that replace themselves. What are your thoughts, Noire? How would you try to suss this out?
Yeah, I mean, what you can figure out is that there's a lot of cards that just make you play a lot of cards, right? Fertile Aether is kind of really suspicious in that regard. There's so many bounces.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were me specifically, the fact that all of these cards are so old, besides Thick Hit, is in itself a little suspicious, because I think most of these decks have had like one standout card that's like way off time period wise as like sort of a win condition. It was a little bit like that for the D-Shift as well, and then it's certainly the case here. But I kind of want to get a listen in on MemeLegends and AAShiver to see what they figured out so far.
Yeah.
Our win condition is tied to turn 10, means we could get the draw from Fertile Aether. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's really funny. But yeah, it does kind of seem like we're just bouncing Blast Fairy until turn 10.
It's a good thing we have her. Otherwise, this could have been a little sketchy.
For sure.
So yeah, you did mention Carbuncle. That would be pretty nice right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
They're giving the big old donk.
Yeah, because at this point, like, we've used so many bounces that we don't Roach anymore, right?
Yep. If we had Roach, we would welcome it.
That's true.
It's surely better than Thicket, but the fact that Potwasher knows that our deck is some flunky turn 10 win condition, it's like super scary. He's gonna.
Oh yeah, he could be cooking like some sort of OTK.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Pot and Joe if they're aware of
Hey, we got some healing.
What's its 8 out of 10?
The next turn.
1 health.
Okay. So there's some metagaming here from both sides, right? They seem to have been they figured out that Thicket is what their win condition is, but they're still on the Roach, thinking about Roach also. But they also mentioned that Potwasher's aware of what they're doing. So I kind of want to hear what Pot and Joe are planning. You know, Pots and plans.
I'm sorry.
So maybe we should listen in on them.
It's probably Amataz.
Not a bad guess.
Can you click on the scroll on the left side and how much damage did it deal?
Which?
Oh, it doesn't show. I think it only dealt 1 damage, which is strange. I'm not 100% sure.
Huh.
That's
Prime, Twin Drake,
Disciple. Yeah.
And then we're board locked at that point.
Disciple can clear 1 void space.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so Prime,
The flames are like a god omniscient.
Twin Drake.
We'll all fly together.
I'll clear the worm.
Hair to toe, hair to toe.
Yeah,
the whelp rather.
Reward.
Yeah.
Let's teach you how power is.
And you want me to stack
Hair to toe.
PD. Ooh.
Ruin's very good. Wait, it's not lethal? So 2, 5 plus 6. I think that's lethal.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And then you have to curse.
I was counting the curse in the 7, 8, 9, unless I. Oh no, 7,
curse.
8.
Yeah.
9, 10, 11. That's
off, right?
It is definitely lethal.
Right? So Dark Prison to face, Dark Prison Evo to face.
Oh, okay.
Dark Prison 7, so it's lethal.
to toe.
It won't be long now.
5, 6.
Oh!
7, 8, 9.
Oh!
Nice.
You're strong.
Wow. Is that how much damage is that? 2, 4, 6.
That was a
7, 8.
A bit.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Wow.
Okay.
Top Deckmas.
Yeah. Top Deckmas Prime.
Top Deckmas Prime.
Hot, yeah.
From the players. Finally popping off. It didn't pop off in the first game. Didn't have a chance. But
Potwasher did mention to me that he really liked Disciple in this deck, and I think we saw the strength of that card. It freed up a board slot, which Joe mentioned. Being aware of the board lock problem that they were going to face, freeing up that board slot, drawing into over lethal, just crazy amounts of burst.
Yeah, the board space is definitely like a big concern for PDK in general, and then on top of that, you have the Rowan Spear Amulet taking up space as well, so it's a very, very massive concern there. And it's not just like freeing up space, but it's maximizing the amount of damage per turn, because it's more followers that you can play on the same turn with that Disciple, so a very, very smart inclusion there from their side. And honestly, you love to see it go sort of both ways. We saw the D-Shift pop off really, really well in Game 1 with that Legendary Fighter combo, completely shutting out the game. And we kind of saw the reverse here. They did figure out, AAShiver and MemeLegends, what their deck was about after some time, but definitely it would have taken way too long to put that together against an aggressive deck like the PDK Dragon from Joe and Pot. The damage is so insane once you get those combo pieces together. So it's 1-1, and we have one more game left on the day, so that's gonna winner takes all.
Yeah, it feels kind of like we set this up almost, because this last deck is is a doozy.
That's right. It was the Portal. Was that the last one they chose?
It is the Portal,
okay.
And that is a deck that I cannot predict how that will go. There are so many
Flip a coin, like how they chose it.
Right, like the Calamity. Like, well, they don't even know what's in it, right? Like, they just know that Cosmos is involved. But it's not. It can't be Cosmos Fang. It's got to be Wielder of the Cosmos.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember exactly what was all in that deck. This is certainly. I feel like it's going to be a weird one, not having the information of what's in your deck, right? I mean, Portal, especially when you're looking at like Unlimited Portal, there's like 30,000 ways it could go, and this is going to be a weird one for sure.
Well, Unlimited Portal. In the metagame is,
okay, yeah, but we're not talking about the metagame. But okay,
it has one specific thing, but I don't think they will be keyed in on that, because it's not the implication.
Right. We're talking about unlimited meme unlimited Portal. Right, very, very different. The meme meta always going to be a big deal. I am very glad though that we do manage to see a Game 3. It feels like it matters. It feels like this is for all the championship points here, the 0 points that you win for this. It's for the respect of all of us here.
I kind of hope Calamity's Genesis pops off. That would be really thematic for how long this game could go, because that card can increase your max defense, which then will make Joe and Pot and makes a massive board presence. So it would make Joe and Pot kind of struggle to to work against that. Climbing defense value.
And so we are going to go straight into Game 3, and I believe MemeLegends and AAShiver showing their SVO prowess here, going first in all 3 games, I believe. Very impressive.
So.
Yeah, showing what they're made of for sure, and that's not quite the hand that Joe and Pot are looking for there. Christopher is okay, but not necessarily the best going second. Of course, they don't know what Portal deck this is. Double Dark Prism, not what they're looking for. But MemeLegends and AAShiver should suspect that this is at least a control deck, if not from the deck name, but from what they see in their hand right now.
Focus.
This
that is
like the slowest control deck ever, if this is what you see.
Craftsman's Pride is kind of a wild card, but Focus and Gilnalise are yeah. Those do not go with the
if
aggressive.
You see Focus, it's either this is either World Uprooted Artifact Portal, or it's like something really weird. Okay, so
you're
getting the same things back with the Oh my god.
Bellringer and Metatron.
Two-cost
Okay.
Jamboree is back again. Metatron, but they're going first, so kind of unfortunate there.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to use this focus for. So you can use it as insight, you can also use it as concentration, and then the artifact portal way of using it usually is just the 0 cost do nothing, just to empty up your hand size. So I wonder how they're going to approach this one, because they definitely know that they're playing a slower deck. They have pretty low value in their hand. The Bellringer Angel is going to cycle one, and they are going to hold on to it and give themselves the option to play it as concentration, which I do like a lot.
Right, they might be doing something like turn 2 Metatron into turn 3 concentration, because anticipating... In fact, let's listen in on them here, because they have a wealth of options.
Let evil burn in the fires of righteousness.
The turn 2 Metatron.
I agree. So, yeah, so far this deck isn't looking very aggressive. It has Hilmalies, it has Bellringer, Metatron.
Yeah. I mean, Bellringer, I'm about to, like, she could be an aggressive card, like, in exactly this situation.
It could be.
Interesting. Okay, that's our Wielder Tutor.
Oh, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, so if Bellringer sticks, she's gonna do, like, massive damage. We might as well start playing them. How do they clear it?
Yeah, but, like, we can't evolve it next turn anyway, so don't you want to, like, double Bellringer next turn?
I mean, you can play one now and the other later, because what are they doing to chip it or clear it or anything?
Yeah, but my question is just, like, when do we play this, you know? Like, this is, like, probably the best turn to play it, don't you think?
You're right.
Go forth.
Yeah, let's play that.
Yeah, and then next turn...
I think that's the best play.
Yeah, because either... Yeah, we just pass, right?
Yeah.
That draws. Okay. Yeah, and the next turn, like, we can't evolve anyway, so let's just use that turn to play the double Bellringer.
Does Hamlet only copy Portalcraft?
No, any card.
Okay.
Nice.
We
want to copy the Wielder.
Yeah, the evolve points are kind of going to be tight here. We have so many cards we want to evolve.
Doesn't Wielder, like, evolve for free?
Yeah, but...
Oh, right.
Yeah, so unlike the last game, MemeLegends and AAShiver immediately sussing out the way that this deck needs to be played. So MemeLegends astutely surmising there that the reason we have the Gabu there is to search out the Wielder of Cost, which of course is a 1 cost, and then there's a million 2-drops in the deck for a reason, right? There's that, so they can search out the Wielder of Cosmos whenever they want. Certainly doesn't have to be right away, and I like the line proposed by AAShiver there. They get to play the concentration on 3, followed by potentially the double Bellringer on this turn, and that's going to be really tough for this Mega deck to deal with. It does have the really explosive turns later on once they're in overflow, but as we've seen every game so far, the early game has been a little slow. They're just chilling and ramping, and they are going to struggle to deal with this. Pod even mentioned on one of the previous games that they weren't sure whether they were going to have an impressive board or not. They're actually not going to go for the double Bellringer. Going to go ahead and search for that.
A Wielder on
also
2.
Drop, which is not necessarily what they want.
Not
a bigger,
not ideal.
Bigger, chunkier Cosmos there.
Oh, well, that is one of the ways to clear out the Bellringer, because a Razorclaw Thief does have Rush, so you could go Twin Drake or Dark Prison, but I think Twin Drake's a little better, into Razorclaw, which then you can hit Razorclaw into the initial shield of Bellringer. I wonder if they're even worried about Bellringer. I feel like Pot and Joe are actually just debating going rampant.
Yeah.
But that option is available to them if they so choose.
Yeah, and it's just a small correction, though. Camlin is not even for copying Wielder of the Cosmos, because that doesn't give it the cost change effect. So you actually want to play the Gobu, and then play Gobu again to draw it from your deck again, and then have that. It's a little, it's a little convoluted and a little.
I wonder if they thought that out, because Wielder of the Cosmos does have that text, like you said. Add it to your deck from your hand, right? And that's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, but they did play out the Gobu first either way, so they are going to be only working with this one Wielder of the Cosmos for now, unless they go ahead and copy it and then realize that they just have like a relatively useless one. So
I mean, it won't be the end of the world though, because if they evolve that, right, they'll put 10 in their deck. So
there's still plenty of game to be played here. Of course, this is going to be a pretty nice clear on that Bellringer Angel. I wonder if they're regretting now that they didn't go for the double Bellringer, because that definitely would not have been clearable.
Oh, that's a good Hamlin copy target, though.
The Slouse back again.
I do believe Hamlin copies up to 3, but they are not in resonance right now, and you want to play Hamlin when you are not Hamlin, but Slouse when you are in resonance to get that Wheel of Misfortune, if I recall correctly.
Right. So they don't have a great way to enter resonance. There is one way if they want to play the Bellringer and evolve her to draw a card immediately, and then play the Slouse. That is one way to go about it. But that is pretty committal, so let's get a listen on them, actually, so see what they're thinking.
And
any 2-drop.
Wielder.
Probably Metatron or Bellringer.
Oh, we could play both wielders.
Hey, yo!
Can we... It's an RNG card. Just go face and play the wielder, I think. Oh, you want to copy it and then play the wield? Yeah.
Go face with this and then trade the Metatron into the...
Go forth.
Just play Hamlet and then play the wielder to see where we roll.
I'm evolving it.
Okay. I think it got drawn nice.
Yep.
Coming at you.
Then we
trade
all this, and then Bellringer, right?
I wasn't even trying.
No, we're gonna overdraw. Play Metatron or something. Or we're not gonna over. Yeah, we are.
Okay. I'm sorry. We ran out of time, so we couldn't.
You're right. We're not gonna overdraw. We could also have played Focus anyway.
That was a lot of options for them to go through. I don't dislike the position they're in here. They managed to start putting wielders in their deck. They have the option to Kaiser for more wielders if they so choose, and they do have the ability to also open with Slouse next turn. So as long as this Bellringer is not destroyed for her last words, probably will be, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the 3/3 gonna stick on board as well. Kind of probably throwing Pot and Joe for a loop there. Maybe they don't know what necessarily to expect. Pot might know that it's a wielder deck. I'm not sure how much of that period of time he's played the game. It is a little bit past his
it won't be long now.
His glory days there, but
Beg my
Celon's gonna as you might say. Is Celon gonna come out here, gonna put them into overflow, snipe there, and doesn't seem like they're gonna push damage this turn, but they are gonna be clearing out that Bellringer Angel, so they will be out of resonance on this coming turn. That's so many 2-drops, man. That's crazy.
It's just targets for Gobu. Oh, okay, and the second Kaiser.
Yeah, looking at this hand gives me anxiety. Like, what is this? This is.
I don't. Okay.
Alright, well, they're just gonna jam it. It is an RNG card, like they said, and it did absolutely nothing because it only
Ward and something else. Was it auto? Was it Evo for free then? I wonder.
Might have been auto for free.
Ward and Evo for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other effects are all visible with a board like
right. So unfortunately, we don't have any other wielders available right away.
I think what I would do here is evolve the wielder for another possible 10 in your deck and Kaiser, but I think they might be going for Kaiser first.
Yeah.
Kaiser would banish the entirety of your hand, aside from one card that you choose with Kaiser, and then draw the number of cards that were banished. With an extra if you do it on turn 1, which is no longer relevant.
Yeah, okay, so they actually did it first. Okay, well, they drew 2 wielders, 3 wielders anyway.
Playable this turn.
Okay, I mean, it works. The Calamity Genesis is there just to say hi.
I don't think they'll have a chance to play it at this point in the game. It also doesn't work well with wielders.
Yeah! Very nice deck construction there. They are going to be able to clear out this entire board here, or at least some of it.
Is merely the beginning.
Ooh. Yeah, that's rough. That 3/3 has been surviving for a very long time. The Rowan off the top.
Oh my goodness.
That's deadly. So they do have, like,
Oh
Dark
no.
Prison Rowan, Evil Face. How much damage is that? That's 4, 2, 5. Oh, it's a lot.
With the Rowan, it's 4 plus 2. That's 6 in play. Dark Prison is 7, right?
Yeah.
And then the Curse is
3.
3? That's
Yes.
10. So they're 4 off. Right.
Yeah, 4 off from max health. Kind of insane here.
Yeah.
So they don't need to Evo yet, of course. They can just hang on to that. No reason to Evo. Yeah, that's really scary. I think a lot of these decks, with how slow they are, oh my god, that's crazy. They just inherently kind of just get rolled over by the aggressive nature of this PDK.
Let's see. I think there are 7 this turn, so they could Gilnalese, Magisterial, but they cannot hit. Oh, it's not ambushed anymore, right? So Gilnalese heals for 6. This is a clear with the full 6 healing from Gilnalese.
I won't leave a bite for anyone else.
And Dreadnought is 2 more healing if they choose to play it.
This is rough though, because even from here, I'm not sure where Meme and AAShiver are going to go from this point. Are they actually going to just slam the 5 cost?
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well at this point.
You might as well.
Okay, we restored play points. Okay, it
Wipe
drew another
board.
one. That's another 7. Okay, well, it cleared.
It cleared. Oh,
Not bad.
Not bad. What? I guess this one might also have free Evo. Because it was draw 2, restore 2, clear, no face damage, no storm. It's so silly trying to figure out what effects it has. Well, I mean, Evo doesn't impact the board. It does not gain stats on Evo, unlike most followers. Okay, Goblin Mage, the Dreadnought for another wielder. This one's a 2.
2 cost wielder.
No matter the outcome, I respect them for playing into the nature of the deck, and they've been really good about that this whole event.
Ooh, I don't think we have a ton of outs. Curse Spear.
Strike will clear. And draw 2.
Strike will clear, yeah. Maybe it's Strike.
Strike and draw 2 gives us enough room for a Dark
Breeder
to face. Nothing else will draw. Unless we want a little bit of heals from Waterworm or Twin Drake.
Let's do Strike. The Strike work?
I think Strike and Dark
Prison. Yeah, it'll do 5. Yeah.
Strike and Dark Prison.
Yeah.
I failed.
Oh.
Okay. Still Dark Prison though, right? I see no reason to do anything else.
Sure.
Disciple for draw?
Yeah.
Let's teach you how powerful.
Ooh, the 10 cost wielder.
Okay, so 7 cost wielder?
Just slam it.
Let's open the box. Hands in the air.
You could also.
Well, they know what the deck is all about, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're great about that. Oh, they rolled healing. That's huge.
Oh, that's nice.
We did not.
I mean, they can still play the 2 cost wielder as well.
But I mean,
or the
it's
3.
fine, right? We have.
Oh, they have a.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a puppet.
So yeah, puppet first, right?
Yeah. Puppet into the 4-1.
Hand space.
And then you want to play either the 2 or the 3 cost wielder, right? I think the 3 cost wielder is pretty good, but you do want you want to get the combo, right?
Yeah. So evolve this first, right? I just might as well.
Sure.
Coming at you.
If you play the 3-mana wielder and it draws cards, we won't be able to forge weapon combo or something. It's whatever, just play it. It's the most.
I kind of want to play this one, the 2 cost one, so we can Craftsman's Pride, clear with the puppet, and go face with this guaranteed though. What do you think?
I see. Okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry.
I wanted the most chances at healing, and there's like a very high possibility that we can clear anyway. But okay, you're right. This is good. It's pretty safe.
Power is useless.
And also, we got an 8-cost wheel there.
We didn't. Rip. We're probably dead now.
It's
tense
maybe water worm first.
Yeah, let's see. We pull, but we'll burn one of them, right?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
All right.
Bathe the world in blue.
And then you can Ceylon Evo Masamune trade for 4 damage. Yeah, 12.
So we Evo, right?
Should be out of range. Yeah.
We Evo Ceylon.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Masamune has to do his thing. And then...
My forgiveness. Now.
Okay. The dragons.
And then you want to trade with Sea. Oh, yeah.
Trade with the Ceylon?
I think so.
Otherwise, okay,
Yeah.
we'll save his... Okay, I understand. And, okay. 4. That's tough!
That is tough.
7.
Oh my god, it's popping off.
I mean, it's still good.
No refund though.
Plus wielders.
No.
No 1 cost, no refund.
Okay.
It's 4.
We are really close to be right this turn.
Yeah.
Literally
4
anyone's
more out of
game.
somewhere, man.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but...
That's not it! Should we cycle the Oracle to draw?
Disciple is cheaper.
Okay, so Disciple first. We're trying
no. You have to Masamune first. The Disciple won't draw if you don't have a...
Oh, okay, so Masamune, Disciple, and that brings us down to 7.
Yeah. 7. I don't know if we have any outs.
I don't think we have any outs here.
1, 2.
If we drew down to... Well, if we drew... Like, let's say if we toss a Dragon Oracle, that leaves it, and then we get a PDK, because we're stupid lucky.
PDK 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, I think you have to Masamune Disciple.
Okay.
You're just looking for Rowan, I think.
Disciple, right?
Alright, let's see a Rowan off the top.
Yeah.
If they're very close to having multiple outs.
Great.
Oh, that's
not Rowan. Oracle for Rowan
Want to Drake
here?
out?
Yeah.
Do I trade here?
They're running out of time. They have no time.
Oh, no.
That's not it.
That is not it.
Dragon Summoner!
Oh my goodness.
There's no way we're surviving this turn.
I
Wait.
think,
Leaving this decision in your hands.
Alright. God Wielder, your hands in the air are no longer necessary.
It's 10 wielder.
We should have played the 7 cost.
You're a solid fighter.
Sorry.
One possibility where it doesn't.
MemeLegends, what a guy. We should have played the 7, he said.
I have fun with that, so that's what matters.
Yeah, good stuff.
That felt like an appropriately Mimi deck for these guys to play.
That was way closer
I
than
remember
I
the first time I
expected.
fought Wielder, and I'm just like, is this deck real? Like, do people play this? Because like, I didn't know what
Still hearing the commentary here.
Oh
my gosh.
They rolled so many heals to stay in that game. It's insane.
Their rolls were really good. I mean, like minus the no like refund, like no chance to technically win like 1 turn previous. They rolled like maximum survivability and like all the clear that they needed. I don't know. Maybe that's their type of deck. You know, like I mentioned, those two clearly both memers, and that deck was meme appropriate. Unfortunately, some unlucky draws on the side of our dragon friend. friends, but sometimes that's just how it is. But a great set altogether. All 3 games were fun.
Yeah, I think Rowan top deck on the last turn. With it, like, they had 7 play points left. They had the Oracle. If they play the Oracle, draw the Rowan off of that, they win because it's 3 damage from the Masamune hitting in, and then each of the curses is 3 damage. But I think that was the only card left.
All right.
Dark Prison could also, but they had no more Dark Prison.
Yeah, but then because they had to use it clear. All right. Well, I was really impressed, regardless of the fact they didn't quite pull it off, at how Joe was kind of like guiding the lines there. There was even a turn where Joe was like, "Oh, I think we played this." I actually can't remember exactly what it was. So I was going to say, let's bring him back in and see his thoughts, because we were very impressed by your lines of thought. But you kind of fell to the endless roulette wheel in the end.
Yeah, we really did. I mean, there were a lot of options that we could have top deck. I mean, for 2 or 3 straight turns in that last match, that was like we were just in the edge of lethal, and we got nothing. I mean, nothing. Coming up with a Dragon Oracle on turn 8, like I
think those draws were definitely a bit subprime.
100%, 100%. Kind of felt that way with the first match too. Like we just we got the things that we were trying to do with the deck just did not execute, just did not come to the top. So we didn't.
Yeah, that first deck also kind of popped off against you guys. The Dimension Shift one, that was like kind of perfect.
We were sitting there going like, what is this? Because for the first three turns, it was like they played the Dark Prism Mage, right, or whatever it was. And it was like, what are you doing? It didn't even spell boost, and then all of a sudden it just exploded.
yeah, for perfectly everything that you needed to make the Legendary Fighter work. But regardless, it was a good set overall, and I certainly hope you had fun. But we're gonna bring in everybody else, Potwasher included, all the players that we just saw, because we want to get everybody back in on this discussion. There we go. Look at that. Look at all these friendly faces. What's up, everybody? I think we're missing Zhiff is the only one who's been sitting out a bit. But hey, what's up, all the gamers all around us? Good games, everybody. That was extremely fun. Oh, somebody's here. Hopefully you can all hear us. But congratulations. Yeah. You two are our champions, or technically, of our one set here. There we go. There's this camera. Now we're all here. Let's go. But huge congratulations again to Shiver and MemeLegends. So we got to ask you guys, how was it trying to figure out how each deck worked in the middle of the game?
It was really fun, actually. Like in the forest mirror, the forest game halfway through, we're like, wait a minute, this 10-cost card is our OTK. And it just dawned on us that we had to wait until turn 10.
I did hear you talk about Carbuncle and Meme talk about Roach, though. Like we did the listening thing, so so you guys were definitely piecing together the puzzle.
Yeah, pretty clunky Roach, but we had one.
Just the 10-cost Roach, no big deal. But unfortunately didn't quite get there. I was mentioning it before, but that Dimension Shift deck kind of popped off, huh? Like that was kind of working. We were surprised. We were like, oh, this is a joke deck, and it kind of looked a little beastly there. Did you guys enjoy that one in particular?
Absolutely,
for sure, yeah. I'm sorry,
we had no idea. Like we were considering all the different eras of D Shift it could potentially be. It's like Flame and Glass came to mind. The Flame Destroyer. It never crossed our mind that we'd be using Legendary Fighter.
We did hear you though. We were listening in the moment that you two drew it, and we're like, oh, Legendary Fighter. I think they want us to win with this.
Yeah.
It all makes
Once
sense.
we saw that, all the pieces came together. Like, oh, that's why we have Magnets there.
It was great recognition, though, on you guys' part to see the sort of combo line for the Legendary Fighter. Realize you have to play it first, and then that's what the Miser is for. You get the Steed, get all the buffs on, and then it's the easiest way to have Legendary Fighter survive on board. It's just take 2 turns in a row. So that was really great execution there.
You get the guarantee.
I almost missed it if you weren't the one playing.
Those are our SVO champions, always so humble. You love to see.
That's right.
we did actually hear that ordering thing at the end too as well. But no, we can all try to forget that. And then of course that last deck was super fun too. We did hear you at the end say we should have played the 7. That was a little bit of a flex. I think
That was a bit of a bad manners, and I wasn't for that. Respect our opponent.
I would have liked throwing it to Fate, though. I mean, hey, you literally flipped. Can you believe that you flipped a coin to choose that deck? How perfect is that, right? Like literally, like exactly on theme. So absolutely amazing stuff. But okay, so that's basically it for today. I guess we'll ask before we get final thoughts for the day. Potwasher as well. Of course, you were in that entire thing. We got to hear you two a lot. Anything you would have changed about your deck, or anything that you were kind of surprised by within that final set?
Yeah, I think card gamers, we joke about two very powerful cards. One of them's the credit card, which we had the credit card, but the second card, we got the second card instead of the first card, and that might have been pretty strong as well.
Yeah,
and some of
100%.
the most powerful cards, Rowan didn't show up.
Nope, made no appearance.
Yeah, but we got to pop off in the second game, though.
We did.
A lot of damage. That was pretty cool, so I'm glad we got to showcase some of the highlights of the deck as well, and it was really cool seeing the janky combo stuff and the all the one cost thing. And I really like the Sylvia. Is it Sylvia? The one cost, and then you trade away your hand, and then you see like the flashes.
Kaiser. Kaiser, yeah.
Okay, Kaiser. Yeah, Kaiser. Yeah. That was very cool.
That was very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, facing that, it was like, oh, dang,
Yeah, watching 5 Cosmoses jump into your deck, I was like, okay, great. Yeah, fine, great, cool.
No, that was a super fun deck. And let's just to keep included, just not final thoughts yet. We're gonna do final thoughts in a second. But any thoughts, Zhiff, about that particular set that you saw, any of the decks or anything? If you got anything, we just want to keep being brief.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting to see like Shiver and MemeLegends like figuring out the deck. That was pretty fun. It's pretty fun to watch.
I know. We were all impressed at how fast you all figured out your exact deck without having to actually look at it. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, we get it. And I was saying it just fit your level of memes. But okay, again, congratulations. And I mean, hey, it was down to game 3, which is what we wanted to see. We didn't want to see a sweep either direction, but that does mean that is basically the end of the show here. So we've now made it through. Happy 7th anniversary to everybody. I wanted to say goodbye to everybody one more time. I want to give everybody the last thoughts. But
GG's,
it's okay.
everybody.
It's okay. GG's to everybody over there. All of our players, thank you all so much for being a part of it. I'm going to get the last thoughts, at least from everybody here, though, for sure, because we had a really fun day today. Honestly, everybody did amazing at everything, and all the different little events that we had. So, I mean, hey, any final 7th anniversary thoughts? Doesn't just have to be about the show, but just about the fact that we're here this far into the game. We're going to start with Joe.
Man, it's just really cool to have seen how the community's evolved and having been involved, going from I'm a voice actor, I don't really play the game, to then Noire and I getting together and maybe oh, I like this game, and then playing it hard for a couple of years and getting to master in rotation and all that stuff, and just trying different stuff out. But from a buddy system perspective, it's really cool how we keep kind of changing things every year. You have this a static card game, and it's not our events aren't just we're gonna play the card game. It's stuff like Pictionary, it's stuff storytelling. We're keeping it interesting, we're keeping it fun, and involving lots of different parts of the community, which is one of the best parts about Shadowverse is the community. It's the players, it's the fans, it's all that stuff. So as always, it's been great. It's been a great day. I can't wait for next year.
All right, me as well. I guess me neither as well. Whatever works there. Noire, your turn for your final thoughts.
Yeah, so I definitely want to echo a bit of Joe's sentiment there. The community for Shadowverse is definitely among the tightest knit and just overall friendliest and most fun to be around that I've seen personally, and that is genuine. I'm not just saying that because I'm paid to say it. That's really what I mean. So honestly, great time with everybody here today, and honestly, some of the activities, they went way better than I think any of us could have expected.
Yeah.
The Pictionary, everyone's got a bit of an artist inside of them, so that one went about as well as we thought. But
Van Joe.
Storytelling.
Yeah, okay.
I think the fact that every team took a completely different approach, went a completely different angle, and then they all turned out really entertaining and funny in their own way. That was really surprising as well. And honestly, that last set of games, I could not have written a better script. For this to be so close, so back and forth, it was great. It was a great time.
All right, Zones, you're last up here.
Yeah, I mean, Joe and Noire have just said most of my thoughts, but I gotta say that the voice acting segment was great. Can we get like the new Rowan voice pack from samples of that, or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
and Valdane, of course.
Yeah,
and a new Valdane voice pack. Yeah, like. But yeah, no, all the activities are great. The games, and I think. One of the things that we offer at Buddy System is a way to listen to how people think about the game, and like for that's something that's really interesting to see, because when you're playing the game yourself, you don't have a second voice to like give you a bit of direction on how to play. You kind of have to figure things out yourself, and it's easy to get lost in the sauce with some of these decks. I think even though we made a lot of silly decks this time, you can see that the PDK deck is still a tightly knit engine with a lot of pieces, and you have lines that can be more or less efficient at different times. And so, just seeing all the options you have at any point in the game is just a great way to kind of expand how you would play based on how someone else is thinking about it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, well, that definitely leads into my final thought. Of course, I'm super happy that we're celebrating the 7th anniversary of Shadowverse, but also this is just about the 4th anniversary of Buddy System. I remember 4 years ago, I got the message like, hey, you're showing up and you're going to be here with Potwasher. And I was like, oh my God, I get to meet Potwasher. So I'm super happy that we've been able to do this for so long. And I think a lot of people out there don't know, but it's been a ton of the same production crew throughout the years for Buddy System. We want to give all of them a huge shout out too. They work so hard behind the scenes, and now they've been doing it for 4 whole years. Yes, we love them so much. So that's basically it. It's got a few more things to talk about before we head out here. First of all, you're definitely not going to want to miss in just a few hours, just under 4 hours at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We're going to have the SEAO SVO, which is going to be happening on the SVO Twitch. So you're going to be able to watch that. Go to svo.gg if you want all the different links for all the different broadcasts. Also, there's still plenty of time. Well, not plenty of time, just enough time to sign up for SVO West, which is going to be closing the signups in, it's just about midnight Pacific time tomorrow. So you've got a few more hours left on that, but you're definitely not going to want to miss signups. I know a lot of people certainly have done that before. And then, of course, there is the, we had a chance to showcase, I think, a few people from the community on this show, which was really, really cool. We don't always get to do that, but there is a kind of creator program. If you, no matter what you do, whatever it is, as long as it's creative, you can apply, you can get some free packs, you can see it right here. Submit your content to earn card packs. We now know what that 29th card set is going to be, of course, with that new set coming out relatively soon. So go to svo.gg for every single thing that I just talked about. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, not just with the 7th anniversary, but just stuff that's continuing to go on with the Shadowverse Open. But that's the end of our show here today. Be sure to check out Shadowverse. There's no better time to start than right now. Tons of 7th anniversary events happening. Lots of 10 a day free card packs still going on. Tons of different ways that you can build up your collection immediately. And of course, check out that wiki that we mentioned earlier in the day. But congratulations again to all of our players today who put on such an amazing show. Usually we have to congratulate a winner, but we were all winners today. And of course, there's always going to be more Shadowverse in the future. So thank you all for watching the community edition of the Shadowverse Buddy System.